It's time for some hostile therapy.
Can't hear your mic, bro.
Oh, no, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay.
You hear?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Like I say, welcome to another episode of Hostile Therapy with your host, Big Red. And returning again for another episode is Alexa Page.
What's up, y'all?
And now we got a local comedian from the Fayetteville area, or lives in the Fayetteville area. Understand this name? I'm gonna let him explain the name once we
You
get
gonna
it.
let me say the name?
Go ahead, say the name.
The name is Maggot Brain Trap. Maggot Brain is the brand. Trap is the name. You put them together, that's Maggot Brain Trap. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's unique. It's unique.
It's very unique. Sure, it turns some heads once you give out that name. So I know you probably just like, is that your real name?
Am I reading this right?
At least you get the attention.
Is that some sort of wine to go brain trap?
Jeezy.
White people say it all the time. They can't never just put it all together as one. Maggot Brain Trap. They be like, Maggot Brain Trap.
This guy has maggots for brains.
I've heard that.
How'd you come up with that name again?
So Maggot Brain is the title of a Parliament and Funkadelic song from the 70s.
There we go.
My history, like if you look on my wall, that's my dad's funk band. So funk is very heavy. And then my son.
Wait. What's your dad's funk band?
On my wall.
Funkadelic.
Funk. He's not Parliament and Funkadelic. He had his own funk band in my hometown.
Called Funkadelic.
But funk was a big part of my life.
I see.
You know what I mean?
So not with George Clinton.
I mean, yeah, I listened to George Clinton because he listened to a lot of George Clinton. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and then like it was a cover band. They covered a lot of Clinton stuff and things.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
One of my old label mates, that's the nephew of George Clinton.
Okay.
I was like, damn, it's a small world.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I got the name. I love the song. Trap was my son's nickname, so I just put the two words together, put it all together.
Okay. All right, shout out to his son Trap. Ooh, that ain't the right one. Let's give the horns. There we go.
See now you hold up. Don't get me. Don't start the dance hall party now.
They're ready to turn out, huh?
Yeah.
Well, tell us, man. What are you doing? What are you doing in Fayetteville that you're trying to bring up?
So Fayetteville, man, we have a comedy scene, and I'm trying to do my part to contribute to the comedy scene. I'm trying to get a weekly open mic started, but I'm kicking it off with a comedy competition on the first of this month, a Thursday night. So after this, the 21st, after next Thursday, every Thursday we're gonna have comedy and jams at Club Aqua every Thursday night, hosted by myself. And we're just trying to build up the comedy scene, bring some bigger names to the area. You know what I'm saying? Give people my age. I'm 38 years old. Give people my age. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Give us something to do.
Comedy.
Right. You know what I mean? That's what I got coming up. I'm on Saturday. I'm at Dirtbag's new whiskey house out there on Corporation Drive. I'm on Matt White's and friends lineup. So I'll be out there. That's what that's what I got going on right now.
Okay, but you also do comedy yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you just kind of mentioned that, but yeah, just want to make sure people to come and see him too, not just for the venue you're going to have, but also see you do some stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Hey, Saturday at Dirtbag's whiskey house. I'm on Matt White. He has Matt White and friends out there, and I'm on that lineup. So if anybody want to come see me, it's like a $12 cover charge. You want to come see it?
This coming?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make sure you post a link for everybody.
Yeah, I will.
I might pop up in that motherfucker.
Oh, come on through.
You know? I love comedy shows. That's one thing I really miss, about being back home.
And
So, yeah.
we want to give our area something like what you got back home. You know what I'm saying? You can go out any other night of the week and find a comedy show. You know what I'm saying? And like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How would you say you would describe your comedy? Clean, Christian?
Man, nah, dog. It's definitely not clean. There's a huge movement right now for clean comedy, so I'm gonna let them have that lane. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of what we're gonna be talking about a little later too. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them have that lane. I'm gonna give it to you wrong as fall, raw. You know what I'm saying? Like we fucking, we gonna say all kind of bitches and motherfuckers.
Damn it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I try not to talk too much when that's happening. So that's what you're talking about.
I learned. See, you can't tell them women what you like. Women like to be told what to do by a man. I'm gonna give y'all my scenario. They like to be a little dog. but coming into the house and telling your woman, "Hey, go wash them dishes or go fold them clothes," she goes right back.
No.
You gotta hit her in the middle of a nut, like see that motherfucking laundry over there. When I finish pumping this motherfucking, you fold them clothes. That's how you get the shit done. That's how you get it done.
Yeah, you might get a couple suds busted.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some suds busted with that, right?
You might get a couple suds busted. Okay,
it's the only arena where you can tell her what to do and not get any backlash.
Right.
That's not always true. But
yeah,
well, see, here you go. Now y'all sound like my damn older brothers.
Majority, yes.
So let me just real quick.
You can't slap a woman in anywhere else but the bedroom and get away.
Now you're talking about slapping.
Well, we're talking about demanding. That's the art.
Why can you get away with abuse? I'm not talking about physical
that's abuse. But that's sex.
No, I'm talking about you said just coming and tell her I want them dishes washed. Like you got to set the ground for that. You have to set the groundwork for that.
Yeah.
And unless you in that exact situation that he's talking about, if that groundwork ain't set, it's about to be on. Yeah, if you try to, I don't know about no other woman. Yeah. But I know about this black woman. You can call me what you want, baby. Just don't call me collect, okay? Bro, so I'll keep it straight.
My mama raised 5 boys, dog. So I know how to wash dishes. I know how to cook. So I ain't got to ask a woman for a goddamn thing. I ain't got to tell a woman nothing.
You an independent man, right?
You know but guess what? Once you get your ass used to that shit, I bet you don't want to. I bet you don't want to go back to doing it.
So you know what I'm saying?
You don't want to go back to doing it yourself. Don't lie. Don't lie. You don't want to go back to doing it.
All right. Let's get off the demanding Me Too movement in the bedroom.
I know, right?
Oh my goodness, not the Me Too. I'm about to start a Me Too movement.
The Me Too movement is for the guys. That's the only time we get to say what we want to say and express ourselves.
Oh my gosh, it's too much.
Good segue. Too much. If y'all seen who listens to Meek Mill in here?
I listen to him on occasion.
Every blue moon.
Yeah.
I listen to people's character, and I don't like his character.
You don't like his character, so that means you don't like his music, I'm guessing.
His music is okay, but because I already heard his character, it puts a dark cloud on it, it makes me not even want to fuck with it. Yeah.
I mean, that's understandable. I mean, shoot, you got.
I'm sorry. I listened to the first baby mama.
The first baby mama.
I listened to the first baby mama. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so. I don't know anything about baby mama.
Oh, you don't?
Nah, I don't. All I know is Nicki Minaj. That's the only person I know he messed with.
Oh,
so
well,
I don't know nothing past that.
Well, venture into the woods later on tonight, and you're gonna hear some interviews that she just released.
Oh, okay. He must be in trouble then. All right. Well, the reason why he's in trouble, besides I guess his baby mama, or maybe she has something to do with this too. Recently, I saw this video where people, they used to just put album covers on billboards or whatever, and then of course sell posters in music stores or wherever. But apparently they're putting them on buses now. And this guy had a problem with this Meek Mill album cover, which, like I said, I don't really listen to Meek Mill, so I can't really tell you nothing much about him like that.
I seen the same video, and so the video was his album cover, like you say, and he got depictions of black women busting it open, for lack of better words, on the bus.
Right.
Damn,
okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He's right. He's right. I'll take a look at. Let's play it right quick. Let's look at it.
Bus. Look at this bus that goes by in my neighborhood. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What is this? This is on the side of a bus. This is on the side of a bus rolling through your street. Rolling on the side of your street. Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want? Look at this bull fucking shit. Look at this shit on the side of a bus. Is this what you want, black women? Is this what you want? Is this how you want to be respected? Is this how you want to be respected in life? This is how you want to look? This is how you want to be portrayed? Stand up to this bullshit. I'm from Philly. I actually should support Meek Mill. This is fucking disgusting bullshit. Look at this lady. Look at this. This is on the side of a bus where little girls can pull up and see this shit. That's her fucking pussy. Let's not mistake what this pink dot is. This is disgusting. This is satanic bullshit. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of... Look at this shit that you're getting on. This is for everyone to see. Little girls are seeing this crap. It's fucking crap. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. I'm so sick of them just rubbing Satanism right in your face. Oh, it's for art? This is art? Is this art? Black and white checkerboard. What is that? It's a Masonic flooring. Duh! Look at this garbage! Money! Money, 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 money! Garbage! Garbage! Wake up! Wake up! It's all related! The vaccine, this crap, it's all related. They're all the same spider, controlling you. Stop complying. Take your frickin' mask off. Read about germ theory. It's ridiculous already. Clean the frickin' water! Stop dumping shit in the air! Get organic food! Grow your own food! Insane! You see that? You see what they're doing to the black women?
Woo! Woo!
Trying to
That's
see
a
how
lot.
he's
That's a
connecting
lot.
germ warfare and pussies being open.
That's a lot.
In the same realm, but okay. Maggot Brain, can you help me understand what this man is trying to say by having this rated R or triple X album cover on the bus? What is he so mad about?
I really don't know what he's trying to say. You know what I mean? Like in that regards, I can see both sides of the spectrum. But I heard the chick from what's her name? Sukiyana from Love and Hip Hop Miami. Mm-hmm. She made a post about people tripping on Meek's bus, and they saying like, y'all ain't saying nothing when, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers painting little naked angels, you know what I'm saying, little dinglings hanging out in the Sistine Chapel and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You calling that art and shit, you know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the third, and she was expressing how the black woman's body is beautiful, you know what I'm saying, and should be looked at as a, you know what I'm saying, work of art, you know what I mean? So,
which I agree with.
Right. So like that, you know what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of ways you can look at it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody like to see women naked. I like to see women naked. You know what I'm saying?
I like to see women naked too. Shit.
In public.
Let me keep it real.
It don't matter. So I personally don't think it's a big deal.
Right.
Took his opportunity to rant, and I don't even know why that's news.
Okay. Alexa?
Well, first and foremost, let me shout out because I gotta at me. I got a at me in the comments. So, you know, I got my phone here looking. I got a at me from my girl, Erin Hensley. She says, at Alexa, but we separate the music and the person with our oops, let me out. So with that said, obviously you're talking about last podcast when I was talking about how I personally don't think I should mute R. Kelly when it comes to his music. Because I said that I separate the music from art. So let me give you a better understanding, because I can understand why that might seem a little bit, you know, backstepping. When I said I can't mess with Meek Mill because of the baby mama, it's a little bit deeper than that. So if you got the chance, listen to her interviews and listen to what she said went on, and it'll help you understand. But just to kind of wrap it up real quick, with Meek Mill, he's not an artist. I'm like, when I think about artists who I'm like really down for, I think about if I was 13 years old and I got my same old $20 allowance, that's what I got, $20 a week, I could buy one CD. Sometimes I can only buy 2 singles, okay?
Right.
Did I love that shit so much that I would spend $1.50 to catch the bus to the Tacoma Mall, buy that CD, walk around, maybe get some fries at McDonald's, and catch the bus back, and that's it.
So that's what you did for R. Kelly.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like his shit that much. Now, I wanted to just support him just as a Black artist, period. What made me not want to support him are these allegations that I believe full wholeheartedly, because whether you believe it or not,
what are the allegations? You speaking
well,
about?
I mean, I'm not. That's a whole nother look. That's a whole nother podcast. I actually thought that's what we was talking about tonight. That's what I thought we was talking about. I thought we was talking about what the baby mama said. Okay. So, anyways, the baby mama let her shit out, and I did a little bit of research. She been on her stuff. She been saying this for a minute now. But when you got money, you can mute people. So when you want to talk about muting, how about let's not mute.
But everybody
mute this girl that is 15 years old and you damn date rape and never seen the baby. That's what we need to talk about. So, anyways, long story short, I don't like his music enough because it's not for me, anyway, for me personally, it's not that good. So my answer to you, homegirl, Aaron, my answer to you is this. It's not art to me. So the only reason I would ever spend a dime on him, the only reason I would ever support him is just to support a fellow artist or to support a Black man. Because I don't even look at him as, on my top artist list. That other stuff, that just canceled it out for me. Now, for me personally, R. Kelly's an artist, and he was abused himself, okay? I'm not saying that Meek Mill wasn't abused. He maybe was. But my point is this. That alone, all these damn allegations that sound pretty much 100% true to me, and whether you believe it or not, this shit is real. I'm an empath. That girl was telling the truth. That girl was telling the truth about him because she told the truth about her own damn family.
Hey, hold up. Can I say
one quick? She was telling the truth.
So we talk Meek Mill real quick. I seen a tweet today from Fendi P that said Meek Mill said that losing his cellmate was kin to losing his girlfriend. That's suspect to me.
And then on top of that, supposedly he got in prison. That's the story. He got, and that's why Nicki really actually broke up with him. Now, if he was just a stand-up dude and he just was, doing his thing, I don't think that's a good reason. You don't break up with your dude because he's a victim too.
All right.
If he got raped in prison, he's a victim.
Man, we always
but look how he went about it though. You up here, you giving her dirtiest secrets. You telling all her stuff that the media is gonna eat up. You going to her worst enemies. Dude, I think you're like a narcissist, just like your baby mama said. Okay. And her family basically got with him and his people to take her son, even though he don't even see the son. Never seen him.
Let's not get too off subject, because
but
the main topic was the. I'm
just responding to your girl. So she said, she basically wanted to do a little clap back. So I'm just clapping back for you, homegirl. That's the reason why I said what I said. Yeah, and at the end of the day, I said what I said. I'm not backtracking on that.
She said, "I will get out of here." No.
I'm just responding to you because it's like you can't come for me unless I call for you. And that's what it is at the end of the day. So yeah, I said what I said, and I stand on what I said, and we gonna move right along, respectfully.
Okay. But your response to the bus, the artwork on the bus,
My response to the bus is it's inappropriate. No, I don't think it should be riding around the streets. No, I don't.
If R. Kelly had made that cover on the bus, would you support it?
If it wasn't on a bus.
Yeah, I'm saying if it's on the bus.
No, if he made it on the bus, hell no. Because at the end of the day, that's too many. I mean, you got to think about the poorest people ride the bus.
Right.
The people who got disabilities, people who can't even drive, ride the bus.
Is it bus though? Is it tour bus?
Is it what?
It's tour bus.
Was that a tour bus?
No, that was just a regular public bus.
Oh, that was the city bus?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, now I'm mixed up. Like I said, because I'm like, if it was a tour bus, that's different. Now, if it was a city bus, no. No.
But I don't believe that no city bus now. That's just tour bus.
There
was a couple of them like that. That was in Philly.
I don't know where they got that city bus.
Even if it was a tour bus, let's say it is a tour.
He mad at Meek Mill then? He need to be mad at the fucking city of Philadelphia.
Exactly. Why they let that
through? It's a tour bus though. It's in the public where anyone can see it, from kids to adults. Mainly kids. I don't think, if you want to make the point that cherubims, the little kids, the naked angels or whatever, okay, maybe that's extreme. You can make that argument, but it's not as extreme as somebody opening up their butt cheeks. It looks like a cat lifted up their tail, and I can see that pink shit that shows up.
That's apples to oranges.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not. No, I'm saying you can make that argument though. I mean, a penis is whatever.
As from an artistic standpoint, I mean, it's doing what the fuck he wanted to do. It's fucking attention.
Draw attention.
We're talking about it now. That's why I say I didn't know. I don't even know why the fuck is news. You know what I mean? Like it's motherfuckers literally walking around flashing motherfuckers. We worried about fucking. You know what I'm saying? We want to put it on. You know what I'm saying? Level ground. It's literally motherfuckers walking around flashing motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about some motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? Bus shit. I wouldn't.
But the thing is, the people that flash, they can get charged.
Right.
This is a city that is sanctioning this as public art. And I gotta be real. I don't agree with that, because you got so many people who are already going through so much. Like, no. Now, if I go to your concert, that means I'm buying a ticket.
But
I know what you're about.
But I know your lyrics. Going to church and getting raped though. Motherfuckers going to church.
But guess what? They're going. They're going. They're going.
Right.
They're going willingly. They don't have to ride the bus to go to church. I mean,
let me ask both of you this. Hold on. Let me ask both of you this. Do you think, bodies are beautiful. Naked bodies are beautiful.
Yeah.
We understand that. Do you think the art on that bus is helping give more respect for Black women or less respect for Black women? That particular art.
I say less. I'm keeping it real. Less.
What do you think, Megan? You think it's giving less or more respect?
I think, yeah, it's fucking cartoon. I don't think it does anything for fucking Black women. Like, it's a fucking cartoon paint. I don't think it does anything for fucking Black women.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think it does.
Because it's not a natural body. It's not a real picture. It's not a real picture. It's not a natural body.
Depiction, though. It is a depiction, though.
But it's not even like real. It literally is advertising sex. It's not showing just a woman in her natural state. And you got to look at like
that's a state.
Well, I mean,
that's a natural state too.
It's a state of you. It's a state of you about to get your back broken, but that ain't got nothing to do with it. My thing is like, are you advertising porn? Are you advertising the body? Now, I have no problem with nude photography. I feel like the people who want to see it is gonna see it.
Yeah, it belongs in a certain place, though, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Exactly. So they can go and see it.
Yeah. Right.
I don't want. Hell, let me just keep it 1,000 with you. I don't want my son seeing some of the pictures I took. But that's why they are in a certain place, you know. And I'm an artist too.
I promise you. But I mean, I promise you, like I would
take pictures and I paint.
I don't think it's like I really don't think. I mean, honestly, man. Our kids are watching fucking anime. Like, and I have nothing against anime, but anime
they get wild.
Anime is very fucking graphic.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Very, 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 very fucking graphic. You know what I'm saying? I have children. My children are in high school. My youngest is 11. So my sensitivity, I have a joke that says, like, if I'm doing places and there are kids around, like I say, I have a joke that says, I curse in front of my kids. What the fuck you think I won't curse in front of yours? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So like my sensitivity is a little bit, you know what I'm saying, less on that end. So like I really it really doesn't move me.
It don't bother you, yeah.
Way.
Okay.
And for me, I'm the same way.
Let me ask this then, because same way that a woman's body is beautiful, right? The male body is beautiful, right? What if they put a bus of some hanging dicks all over that bus?
Nigga, you seen fucking little fucking what's his name? Little Nas X video. Fucking goddamn, you know.
Not the X Nas.
Yeah, you see what backlash he getting though. You know, just for being pregnant.
But that's what I'm saying. But like that's see.
Now, if you do that, you're gonna get pregnant too.
Like people really care. See, people put too much time caring what other people think.
Right.
You know, that's why we be so mad. That's why we walk around so angry.
Like, I think the public domain, though, the public domain has to be protected because, first of all, that's tax dollars. That's tax dollars.
If we were in our minimalist fucking state, would the public domain be fucking being respected? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just saying when it comes to buses, think about it. When it comes to buildings and buses,
Balls and Johnson dance in the Garden of Eden. No. You know what I'm saying?
And now, let's talk about art. Since we're gonna talk about art, let's talk about art. You didn't actually see no clitoris lips.
They couldn't draw that good. That was some crap.
You didn't see no actual. So to be honest, from an artist's point of view, and an aspiring better artist, you know, I'm an aspiring great artist. Like I want to retire off my art. Let's just keep it real. Like I'm into this shit. So I read books, documentaries, and everything on art. So if you want to do implied, you don't ever accentuate those main parts. So in a way, the fact that they don't have those parts literally like etched out, somebody can argue that is just implied. Yeah, you see the ass, but you don't see no actual, you know, you don't see no snatch opened up. And I hate to say it, but it's not the same as a dude just hung. No, it's not the same. It's not. And if a dude was like washing himself in a river or some shit and his ass was showing, they would say that was art. But on a bus,
no,
it's not gonna be art. So
put that shit in a trap museum.
It's the social norms that we created, though. We created these norms, though. We gotta accept the fact that we created these norms,
right?
As a society. So if we want to undo them, we have to undo them.
It sounds like what old dude is trying to do. Even though he started talking about germ warfare and you know, the vaccine, I was like, wait a minute, because he went somewhere else totally different. I don't know how they're connected, but
what good did he do though?
Go ahead. What
good did his rant do?
Somebody here, and we're having this conversation now. It starts a conversation.
Yeah, I get it.
For instance, if I go to a buffet right now, I don't give a damn what nobody say. If I see too many white people around, I am not going to put chicken and watermelon on the same plate. Mm-hmm. I realized I was scarred. Ooh. I was scarred because that's a damn stereotype.
Praise dog. Look, I
don't put them on the same plate because I feel if somebody white is watching me, I won't do it.
Chicken with no fork. If I want watermelon, I'm eating that motherfucker.
I will not. If I'm in a buffet, I will not put it on the same plate. And one day I realized that I do that subconsciously. If a white person is around, I never put chicken and watermelon on a plate. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, I've been doing that for a long time. Like, what's wrong with me? I will go back and get watermelon. Like, I will never just put chicken and watermelon because I just don't want them to see me putting chicken and watermelon on the same plate. So it's subconscious things that we build in our own society that if we want it to be different, we have to actually undo them. Rome wasn't built in a day, and Rome will not be taken down in a day. And that's what it is. If you want to undo these things, you got to dismantle that stuff. You have to take it off layer by layer because this stuff has been building up. You can't just say one time, oh, this is fucked up. No. What them girls on them buses, that's a part of our society. We got to keep it real. It's just nudging into a place we're not used to. Yeah, we're not used to it on a school bus. But think about BET Uncut. And you know damn well y'all was watching that shit. So after 12 o'clock, when BET Uncut, all them damn videos that right now would be the most disgraceful thing.
It was art. That shit was art. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, it was art. Yeah, it was art. But everybody was watching it just. Even if you was watching it in disgust,
because it ain't your face.
You was watching it in disgust, you was watching it in arousal, or you was watching it in amazement, or you was watching it in amazement. One or the other.
Hey,
For me, I was watching it in amazement because I was just like, these chicks is on here.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Busting it open.
Have you seen the art though that was going around on IG of the fucking black porn stars from the 90s and early 2000s? Y'all seen that picture?
Which one? Yeah. I saw that.
I didn't see that. No.
If you want to call it, I mean, you mean just the faces?
It's just that's what I'm saying. It's just their face, but it was like paintings. It was paintings of like what that nigga name? Pinky. It was Pinky.
Oh, I was thinking about Pinky too. Right when you said that, I was thinking about Pinky.
That shit. Couple of them, you know what I'm saying? They had the picture, and it was paintings on their face.
Okay. Well, art is subjective, and as a society, usually majority rules. And with this, I would think most people are not comfortable with this type of art on a public bus. Social media, in a club, in an art museum, that's fine. But if you want to call it art, and like I was saying earlier, that was, they didn't probably show very detailed pictures of these women's vaginas because that was a very crass drawing. It looked like a third grader, or I could have drawn that. So maybe that's why they didn't put. If they had actually got a nice sketch artist, who knows what we would have got? If he paid a little bit more money, he probably would have put a video of somebody having sex on the bus. Who knows?
I don't think they would have. I think they thought they did just enough.
But damn, I mean, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like we worrying about the wrong thing. We worrying about this fucking bus, but our motherfucking babies are doing TikToks to throat babies.
Well, so let's talk about our babies. Let's talk about our babies.
Matter. We're fucked either way it goes.
No, not necessarily. Let's talk about our babies.
Now.
Let's talk. Okay, hold up. Back it up. Let me talk about our babies. Now, my son is about to be 14, and like I told you before, on a personal conversation, I made sure I bit him with the travel bug early in life. So he itching to travel just like I'm itching to travel. He itching. So when we start traveling again, we're going to travel because I like to travel. Matter of fact, I just ordered sushi. He's been eating sushi since he was 2 years old. So, I like to culture the kids. Now, if I'm going back to my motherland, mind you, I did the 23andMe, I did the living DNA, and I did what's the other one called? I did like 3 of these DNA things. So I got the breakdowns of like my actual tribes. I said, I'm going to take my son and we're going to go see them things, and I'm not talking about just the part that got a nice little condo. We're going to the actual tribal parts too. And I'm going to set it up to where like, we're going to live exactly how they live, period. I don't give a damn if they don't eat. Did they eat the same thing for 2 months at a time? We're going to eat that. Mm-hmm. So, I want to make sure he.
Like, why you want to call it?
Because I feel like when you get grounded and when you get rooted, like for me, I had a little taste of that. By just even going back to Puerto Rico. Because, I've struggled with depression for my whole life off and on. Me going back to Puerto Rico actually helped me ground myself. And I know for a fact that even going back to Africa, that would be better. And I know that I want him to, like today, I cook fufu in a goosey soup. I do stuff like that because you got to realize that you're not a color in a color box. You're not black. You have heritage. You have traditions. You have, stories. You're not just freaking black, and this is what the history books will tell you. So for me personally, it's important that we go back to Africa and a lot of other places. And when we go back, no, we're not just going to be freaking tourists. We're going to go and give back. We're going to volunteer. We're going to actually live with tribes because I'm going to make sure that is done. And if you don't like what the hell they eat, then I guess you're going to be fasting for a couple days because that's what I'm saying. So long story short, we go back to these tribes, and what if they topless? What if the girls don't wear shirts? Because they call it in the bush. So what if you're still in the bush where nobody wears tops?
All right.
Now my son is coming from America where you get taught, don't look this way, don't say this, you're just so censored. He needs to learn that there's some cultures that don't look at the body like that.
That's true.
And if you see some girls your age,
what would you say? Okay, yeah, because we gotta move to the other subject because we've been on this one for a while. But I get what you're saying. Different places, different countries, got different standards.
Right.
This is what we have to deal with here. John Gruden. I don't know if you heard the story about him, the former Raiders coach.
Yeah.
Cultures. He disrespected a few cultures in his emails. Starting with the black one. He made a comment talking about, I think he's a former NFL player, DeMaurice Lawrence, I think is his name, or DeMaurice Smith. I might have his name wrong, but he talked about him in a negative tone through some emails that came out in 2011, I believe, describing his lips as being the big lips being the size of Michelin tires. And we know the NFL, not even talking about the NBA, but the NFL is about 70-something% African American, and then probably most of them have those type of lips. And he coached the team. He was the head coach of one of those teams. So I was like, how in the world is he going to continue coaching a team throughout the season when they look at this? And I don't care if it happened 10 years ago. They're going to be thinking like, he could have been really talking about me.
Yeah.
We only saw this email, so he could have been talking about any one of us. And people was like, okay, it was 10 years ago. Maybe he changed. It's the past. He was like, I don't have a racist bone in my body. Well, what about your heart? You always talking about the bones. What about the racist heart you may have in your body? Right. Then he started talking about women in the emails and talk about a few of the cheerleaders of the Washington no-name team that used to be Washington Redskins, about how they were forced to do topless photo shoots and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Washington Redskins?
Yeah, the Washington no-name team. They don't have a name now. Yeah, but them, yeah. Washington has been in trouble for, kind of a few years. Allegations of making their cheerleaders do some bad stuff. Mm-hmm. And then there was some terms he used to describe some gay people. I guess the first gay guy first out guy that came out as gay on the NFL team, the black guy, and he even called the commissioner the F word. Not say that word, so I'm not getting in trouble with that crew. But that's when it seems like he got in trouble all of a sudden. Like once he started talking about the other groups,
then he got in trouble.
And then he resigned. He didn't get fired. But even though he resigned, or even if he had got fired, he is guaranteed a 10-year contract making $10 million per year. So it's not like he's going to be hurting.
That's a good firing.
He's just going to get yeah, right.
That's a good firing. Yeah. Exactly.
And he's just going to have 2 less black friends than the 2 he already had.
That man, like, I look, like I said, I spent 15 years in the military. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I done experienced racism all over the world from different ethnicity, more than white, more than black, you know what I'm saying, more than Chinese. I'm in an interracial relationship. I have mixed children. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like this, dude. anything a man say, you know what I'm saying? Right. He should be ready to take or give an ass whooping for. You know what I mean? That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in anger, we can say, you could say things like, if I call a black dude a big lip motherfucker because he got big lips, Jay-Z got big fucking lips.
Oh, I'm so glad.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad you said that. I was biting my tongue. Because I was biting my tongue. I am so glad you fucking said that. Now go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. And then I'm gonna talk. But go ahead.
Man, he got big lips. You know what I'm saying? So what makes that fucking racial? Right. Because the fuckers telling on the news are telling you it's racial. You know what I'm saying?
Get that man his job. I'm sorry. Get that man his job.
You know what I'm saying? And if a black person say a white person has no lips, it can be.
Is it exactly? Yeah. Get that man his job, man.
You know what I'm saying? But the motherfucker ain't got no lips. What the fuck I supposed to do?
Oh, I'm so glad you're saying this because I've been conflicted. I've been conflicted about this shit.
You don't got no lip. Like if that white dude got lips, I ain't gonna say he a no lip having motherfucker because he got lips.
Right. What is the context though? If you just joking on people back and forth or whatever,
if you're mad at anybody for any reason, you are going to target
black man with a big lip motherfucker at
the
work.
first thing you see.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come home and tell my old lady that big lip motherfucker.
Exactly. And to be real with you, like I come from a family of clowners. Okay, I mean I can't even put it into words. Between my two older brothers, and I got a younger brother and a younger sister. My younger sister never participated, but all I gotta tell you, it was Def Comedy Jam in that motherfucker almost every night. And I'm talking about we was going in. So I come from a family where we go hard. I mean, sometimes 2 hours straight. So my thing is, if when you clown at somebody, you just going for whatever come in your mind.
Right.
And the truth is, somebody is not just racist just because they say what they see. And I'm gonna keep look, y'all probably gonna all cancel me after this. But go ahead, cancel culture. That's why I believe in aliases.
Well, goddamn it, don't get me canceled, goddamn it.
No, look. You need to talk to me on another a separate line. Because look, all my business is gonna be in aliases. Just in case y'all motherfuckers try to cancel me, you still gonna be buying my shit. You still gonna be buying my shit in Walmart. But it's gonna be on a whole nother name. It's gonna be a white lady with curls and a nice hat, and she's gonna be sitting like this, and you still gonna be buying my shit, bitch. But anyway, like I said, I come from a family that do this shit. So for me, when you are mad at somebody, you coming at them. I didn't call all of my brothers gorillas, apes, everything. Grape ape, gorilla in the jungle. Oh, shit, orangutan.
My brother nickname was Monkey.
Gorillas in the mist. we done did all this shit. They call me Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman. What else? Like that's what we do. So it's like, but to be real honest with you, you will come across some people and they look like freaking animals, and you just gotta keep it real. And it's not always a monkey. They could look like a parrot.
All right, so
they could look like a dog. Some people look like animals.
So check this out. This scenario. I got a scenario. I've been wanting to put this out. I'm glad we got to talk about this. All right. So let's say you at work. You get into it with a white counterpart. I'm me as a black man. I'm gonna put myself in this predicament because I ain't gonna say what the fuck nobody else go do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And y'all get into it, y'all piss each other to the highest level of pistivity. You damn near go to fucking blows. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I mean? You get home and you explaining it to your significant other. How are you madder than a motherfucker? How are you going to explain that? You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna say that punk ass white motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna talk freely.
You know what I'm saying?
Freely.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna talk freely.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm pretty sure that black bastard motherfucker, you know what I mean?
I'm sure he's gonna say much worse than that. So okay,
Listen, I got white friends.
Hold on. So okay, if that's the case, y'all saying you're saying the worst thing that comes to mind. How can you ever pick if anyone is actually racist then? Because if that's the excuse is because he was mad and it wasn't like
it's their actions.
Hold on. Because wasn't like this was a conversation. He was in front of somebody. He took time to type this up, correct it, make sure everything was correct with the spelling and everything, and then sent it. And it wasn't the only one. And
I'm good, baby.
Also, there was really no reason for him to be so upset. If you're that upset while you're typing, what is the problem? I mean, how mad can you be when you're actually typing it up? Because I'm pretty calm if I'm trying to text or type something up, or I'm gonna go back and look and redo it or whatever. But that's a little different than having a conversation in the heat of the moment. But what would you consider being racist then?
If very mad.
What I would consider being racist? I would consider being racist him, being a man of power and not starting that man when he needs to start, or kicking that man off the team. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what racism is. Racism
exactly.
Is words.
It's your action.
But that's done out. Both of them done out of action.
I have been very mad. I have been
lynching was racism. You know what I'm
saying? That's the racism. Exactly. Yes.
It's also done out of anger, though.
But I have been very mad. And
racism isn't words. Racism isn't words.
It's words if your actions back it up. But if your actions don't back it up, you have to look at that person's real shit. Because I'm gonna keep it real. I have white friends that we used to. I'm talking about back in my heyday. We used to all go out. Mm-hmm. And for instance, some racist shit can happen to me, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm Washington State. We a mixed group. You're gonna have 2 black girls, 2 white girls, a Mexican girl, a Chinese girl. Like, it's so mixed. That's how your friends is gonna be. So we all go out just like if we go out, and these are all my Cosmo girls. We all work at the same cosmetic company. Yeah. So we just all going out one night after work.
Okay.
If some racist shit happened to me and I go off, they don't look at me like, oh, this whole time I didn't know you was racist. No, they know I'm that bitch that's gonna buy you lunch when you didn't budget your money right. Mm-hmm. I'm not one that's gonna cover your shift.
Right.
I'm not one that's gonna tell you if I see that motherfucker with another chick when I'm out. So they know that we got real love and real connection. But the truth is, when you see some stuff go down, you're gonna say what comes to mind.
Right. Racism.
I got a girl right now who's so close to me, and like we started the same damn day. The same day. Matter of fact, all my other friends, they call her White Girl Annie to this day. They call her white because her ass would crash the party every time. Even back in my music days.
All right.
And they be like, oh my goodness, you calling White Girl Annie? Yes, I'm calling White Girl Annie. Her ass would come to all my shows. She would support, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was there. And we still friends. Right. Even before I had my child. So, I'm not going to sit here and say you don't say things that are disrespectful.
Right.
But it's going to be disrespectful to somebody who don't understand the situation. Your actions are ultimately going to be the thing that say if you're racist or not. Now, if you just say some stuff like, niggers don't eat no jobs.
Yeah,
niggers ain't gonna do nothing but steal. That's different. That's different.
You call a big little motherfucker a big little motherfucker. That's
exactly.
That's not.
I'm gonna keep it real. I have seen some black people who actually look like apes, and I'm just saying they fucking look like apes. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. They look like apes. They really do. But I also see some white people that look like apes.
This motherfucker had one bottom lip. That motherfucker was bigger than both of Jay-Z's.
No, but I seen some white people who look like apes too. They look like a different type of ape. They just look like a different type of ape. If you look like an ape, you look like an ape. It don't matter the shade of your skin. Yeah. So I have seen white and black people that look like apes.
Yeah.
They all look like apes. I see people that look like parrots. I see people that look like dogs. I mean, I'm an artist, so
but
maybe I'm just.
we know the racist trope that comes behind that, though. And
yeah, it does. It comes behind it, but why does it come behind it?
You have to remember he is a public figure, and also with that he works for NFL, who is ran by Disney. You can't say some of everything.
Well, you know Disney racist.
We're not talking about a conversation amongst friends. We're talking about somebody who's in a head coach position, and he's in order of evaluating talent, hiring, and firing people. So he's in a powerful position.
But what if he said? What if he said, man, that big lip motherfucker can catch? You know what I'm saying? When we
still sounds bad. Coming from who it was.
And they're gonna say, why you say big lip?
What's the context? It's also too. What's the context too? We're talking about amongst friends, amongst colleagues.
Can I be really honest with y'all real quick?
Hold on. If we're talking about friends amongst colleagues, not someone who runs your job, someone who's in position to hire you and not, or fire you, to me that's different. We don't know what's in that man's heart. We are guessing based off of what he said. Then there are more emails where he got a little bit more had more racial undertones in his emails. Like I said, he talked about and laughed about women being raped. He didn't act on it, but he talked about it though.
See, I didn't know that.
So, all right, so let me respond to that. What I'll say to that, man, that man fucked up. Yeah, the things he said shouldn't have been said in any context.
Even though it was private, I would say.
Even though it's right in any context, especially in any business context.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He, like you say, he is in a fucking position of evaluating talent and getting people's job, this, that, and the third. So for his dumb ass to say those things, yes, he deserved to leave no matter what context he meant it the fuck in.
I don't think so.
No, and no matter what context he meant it the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, because when I said earlier, he was in his own home. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was like saying, in your own home, how you do things. You know what I'm saying? That's in your own home. You know what I'm saying? But like when you are like, you can't send that shit over the internet. Like some people will get offended with
we create more fakes.
Appreciate it.
We create a world of fakes. And the truth is I feel like, like for instance, I don't know if y'all, I'm off subject, but I like to use metaphors and examples. I don't know if y'all watch Dr. Pimple Popple or not. If you do, fine. If you don't, Google it. She has an episode that's called Bulbous Nose, right? Bulbous nose. This is a white woman, okay? She's straight 100% white woman.
Them noses like this.
No, it looks like a ball, like almost like a clown nose.
Right.
She got a bulbous nose and she wanted to get it, down, whatever. And to me, it's not even about features. It's about if something stands out, it stands out. So obviously, it did not go with her. So something happened with her cells in her nose for whatever reason, and it created this big ass ball. And she got like a basically big black nose, but her face don't match with it. So my thing is, the face has to match with it. For instance, Jay-Z got a big ass fucking nose, but guess what? His face matched with it. It don't look out of place, to be real. I know people always talk about his nose and his lips, but it looks it's in sync. It's in sync. And that's what people talk about. They talk about things that don't look in sync. So if you have a feature or you have something that does not look in sync, people are going to notice. And guess what? That's the first thing they're going to say. Shit, I grew up my whole damn life. People talking about, oh, you got a gap teeth. You got a gap. Oh, you got a gap. Oh, you got a... You know what? I had to realize that, damn, let me do a little research. That's a fucking beauty mark.
Right.
In Africa. If I was where I was supposed to be, if I was where I was technically supposed to be, it wouldn't have been a clown, but it would have been a boom pedestal. So, it's just, you have to put things into perspective.
Yeah.
When I got my confidence,
it feels like that's out of perspective because I don't think that's what he was trying to do. Like, just go for the worst thing he could go on him, just to joke on him or just talk bad. I think he was saying it in a hateful way.
You got a fine ass, talented nigga who's paid, who's doing good in life. The only thing you can do is go for one thing, and this is as a professional clowner. Look, I'm a professional roaster. Let me keep it real. I'm a professional roaster. I can roast with the best of the best and the best of them. Now, I don't like to do it because, I'm trying to keep my energy high. Right. But if I'm ever provoked, oh, yes, I can roast for hours and hours. So I'm just going to keep it real with you. He seen one thing that was at a place and he said something. Now, do you have any evidence that he fired somebody or, gave him too many write-ups or said something just in the lunchroom? That's when you start seeing when they actually racist or not.
Look, he was a coach. He didn't even make the nigga run extra laps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you can't say that. Now I done talked to some real racist people who don't even know they're racist. Yeah. They think they're doing good because
he might be one of them.
No, they think they're doing good.
Racist.
No,
just because they don't hang people. Some people think racism involves hanging somebody from a tree or lynching somebody. There's more than racism.
People who donate thousands of dollars, thousands and thousands of dollars to the NAACP. They do all these damn programs. They come volunteer and racist as hell and don't even know it because they think that they're doing their little part.
I know, because people don't think it has to go to the extreme to be racist.
The truth is I don't think you belong in my neighborhood.
BET is owned by white people, and they can do anything they want to, but they're like, hey, we gave you BET, so we're not racist. I know, trust me, I understand. But
I don't think you should be living next door to me.
Right.
That's racist.
Yeah, but some people will say that, and I have to do it.
Somebody get pissed off at somebody personally,
look, I would, but that's what I'm saying though. Look. I don't think now if he came and told me that, my neighbor came and told me that, one of us gonna have to move because I'm gonna punch him in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying?
How did you get here? Yeah, some kind of shit now you know that's niggas racist because he think that because of the color of my skin, it's not a possible reason I should be living next to you.
He can think, he ain't finna do shit. He ain't finna do a goddamn thing. And then if something happened within the fucking neighborhood, we both go protect our fucking neighborhood. So I don't give a fuck about none of that goddamn shit like that. You heard?
Well, maybe
you got some people who were raised racist.
Right.
And it only come out when they're mad.
The daughter missed their son.
High. And you gotta understand that too.
Son, and maybe that's it.
We gotta extend grace though. I'm just saying that we gotta extend some grace. Don't be stupid about it. But you have to extend grace because your dang family be saying shit too. Let's keep it real. Your family say shit too. And you know dang well that they're going to look at that as racist. They're going to look at it as racist. If they were to just be sitting in that same room with you, they're going to be like, well, I don't know how I feel about that comment, Jan. Okay. That's how they're going to look at it.
Answer this question then.
Move.
Okay. Do you know if he's racist or not?
Nobody does.
Okay, so would you say you're not sure?
Oh, no, I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you think you could have someone in that leadership type of position and not be sure based off of what you've heard? Because that's a high-ranking position to have someone. This is okay, people going to say it anyway. Let's say the president is racist. And we can pick and pull through each one throughout the years. But you don't want, if you heard something like this from the president, I know this is not a highest of position for a football coach, but if you heard him or had an email coming from him hearing something like this, you might think, he may be, he might not be. I don't know if I want him running the country versus John Gruden. I don't know if I want him running a football team because I'm not sure he has our best interests at hand. And I think that's what the Raiders as owners were thinking, we don't know what his interest is. And we're working for Disney. It's supposed to be a family network. We can go deep into what they really aren't. But it's a publicly traded company. And when you hear stuff like this, people are automatically going to think probably the worst. If I had someone that worked for me like that, I was like, nah, dude, you got to have to go, man, because you're bringing bad karma up to my company. Right. Because people are subjective to what people think because y'all think differently. But I think majority of people, at least black people, are going to think differently on this. And I understand what y'all trying to say, but I'm just going off of what the majority are probably going to think.
And that's exactly what I said. Like, me personally, I do not care.
All right.
I do not care what that man fucking says. He does, because to me personally, it doesn't affect my life at all.
Right.
At all. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get to see his name go across the screen doing Monday Night Football no fucking more. And what the fuck? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you know, you're not a Raiders fan anyway.
Right. So with that being said, like I said earlier, he definitely deserves to lose his job, because if I was involved, I would fire his ass for using those words.
Okay. So
I wouldn't.
So let me understand what you mean. If you mean like it's a one-on-one thing, it's not a big deal for you.
No.
Coming to a business or company or something like that, that's
no. I'm not saying if it's a one-on-one thing. Like I said, if he called me a big lip motherfucker in front of my face, we would have words. Right. We would have words and probably go into fisticuffs, and I would probably, you know what I'm saying, win, because, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be taking a racist. I'm going to play my card, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be like, oh, he made me feel like I'm going to play my card, get my bag, because the bottom line, that's what I'm saying, the bottom line is money.
Right.
The bottom line is money. When you're dealing with, like you said, publicly traded company, a publicly traded company working for Disney.
I don't think he should have been fired.
There is no
I don't.
That language. There's no place for that language in your life.
Let me tell you what's going to happen with the firing. He going to have his inbox flooded with KKK, the Proud Boys, all these undercover agencies, people who really are racist. I mean, really racist to the bone. Like, they want lynchings to come back. They want slavery to come back. He going to have his inbox flooded with them people that want to make him their poster child. They want to offer him a good position, better than he ever had before. They want to offer him a good position, more money than he ever made before. That's what's going to happen. And the truth is, we got so much technology and stuff today. All they have to do was just keep silent, and do a little investigation. Because, you know, this is a high profile person. They could have put some money into some shit, and they could have seen some old emails. They could have seen some old posts. Matter of fact, they could have hacked some shit. Let's just be real. They could have hacked some shit, and they could have really found out if he's really to the bone like that.
Oh, stay tuned.
Was he saying some crazy stuff? Because the truth is, let me be 1,000% like honest right now. I remember in the 4th grade, a boy, his name started before my name. I always had to line up behind him. I'll never forget it. His name started with an M. You know, my last name started with a P, obviously, Page. I just remember day after day after day after day standing behind this dude, and the only thing I could think of was the smell of a wet dog.
White boy?
Exactly. And I thought to myself, I said, why does he all, you know? One day, I'm talking about one day, I must have had a bad day at home or something. I snapped. Now, I didn't even say the word white. I didn't say the word nothing because, you know, I'm young. I'm in elementary school. All I told him is like, you need to wash up after you play with your dog, all this. Anyways, after my whole outburst, you know what he told me?
You're right.
He didn't have a dog.
Oh, shit.
And that's when I said, what? Because I knew for a fact I was smelling wet dog. So I'm just going to keep it real. In the back of my mind, that was there. My whole life growing up, that was there. And I just never understood it. Like, that's the only smell I could connect it to. And so, you know, I Googled it and I looked at this and I looked at that. And then I found out, oh, well, damn, a lot of people are saying this shit. A lot of people are saying it. So I was thinking, like, what is it? You know? Curiosity killed the cat. So I was just like, damn, let me see what it is. To this day, I still don't know. All I know is I smelled that smell like 3 or 4 times in my life. I hated it. Even I told you my mom had 3 houses. One house had a guard dog because people kept breaking into it. Nobody lived in there. So we had a guard dog. And I remember, I live in Washington, it rain all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So I know the smell of a wet dog.
All right, what's the next subject, man?
So that's what I'm just saying. That in my mind, now you would say I'm racist, right?
No.
You would say I'm racist if I say,
conclusion, I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying Google it. You got arguments going on right now. Oh, white people smell like a wet dog when they get wet. It's an argument.
It's not
an active argument that's been going on for years.
Not in my life.
Close the door.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next subject then. This is actually a segment. Nah, you good. We just gotta move on. 12 o'clock.
People would say I'm racist though, but it was just my childhood experience that never got an answer. I never got an answer to it.
You're not racist. You just
I'm not. Like, some of my best friends are white.
Yeah, no, you just think they smell like.
Some of my best friends are white, but I still can't explain that smell, and I still can't explain.
You just think
nothing. I can't explain it to this day. So, am I racist? No.
No, you're not racist. You just got a
different situation. Different.
Your nose is racist.
You said my what?
Your nose is racist.
No, it's not. Because you're going to put a smell with a smell. You know how a rose smell. You know how chocolate smell, right? You know how things smell. You know how fried chicken smell. So that's what I'm saying. You know how things smell. So all I'm saying is, at my fourth grade mind could only connect that to one thing. And I just said, quit wrestling with your dog. Like, I didn't know what to tell him. I just said, because he was in front of me. We had to line up by alphabetical order. And his last name was like Matz or something like that. So he was always right in front of me. And I was just like, I smell it every time.
All right. By the sound of the harp, we have to move on to the next subject. We been on this one too long. Let's move on. All right.
Y'all gonna crucify me for this shit. Damn. I should have shut my mouth.
No, it crucify. We just got time constraints. Gotta move on to the next thing. The third part here. We're gonna go into the job interview jerk segment, where I'm going to be interviewing Maggot Brain Trap.
Boom, about to get a job, bitch.
Where we're going to see. We're going to see if you're going to be good enough for the job. But again, with the segment we like to call Job Interview Jerks.
I'm going to be a job interview jerk then.
All right.
This is going to be funny.
So this is going to be my club. I am Manager Red of the club Boom Boom Doom Room. Don't want to get any copyrights from the movie Life.
Boom Boom Doom Room.
Boom Boom Doom Room. All right. Answer this question. I heard that you were a pretty good comedian. I want to see if you're going to be good enough for my show.
Man, I'm good enough in the show. Come on now.
We'll see if you're good enough. If you're good enough, we'll allow you to smoke inside of my venue. All right.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
So, okay, first question. If I need jokes about the blacks, you will either A, talk about how great we are at the NAACP, B, talk about how great we are at freestyle, or C, chicken watermelon basketball.
Chicken watermelon basketball, man. I got to go with the classes. Chicken watermelon basketball, and I know about all of them because I play basketball, I eat chicken, and I eat watermelon.
Not on the same plate.
You are correct, sir. All right. Good job on that one.
I told you. I knew it.
All right. Let's see. Now, okay. Question number 2. I want you to give me 3 things a comedian cannot do at my event.
3 things that a comedian cannot do at your event.
Yeah.
So, from the start of this, I figured they can't smoke.
If you're not good enough, I may allow that to happen.
Okay. Can't piss on the stage.
Damn it. No, you cannot. What's the number?
Have sex on your office desk.
I might allow the third one. But those are good ones. Regular comedians can't not do those top 3. So you passed on that one. You get another 5 points for that one. I'm cool with that.
Getting this job, goddamn.
All right.
You good at I don't really do good at work though.
Oh God! See, you're supposed to wait until after you get the job and sign the contract. That's when you see all. All right, next question. If a promoter promised you $1,000 for a show, but he ends up saying, "Sorry, we were short tonight. I'll pay you in $50 and 20 lemon pepper wings from the kitchen." How do you handle that?
How do I handle that?
Yeah.
You promised me $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I can't pay you.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm gonna go ahead. I'm getting 500 up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I can work with you on the back end. You know what I mean?
All right.
Wait though.
That's business savvy right there. See, you threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that answer.
Yeah, come on,
See,
man.
He knows what he's talking about.
Get it together.
Shout out the show right quick.
Shout out
your future show.
Just
go ahead. No, your show. Your
yeah, man. Check it out, man. October the 21st, we at Aqua Night Club. Man, we're doing a comedy competition. We got 10 comics coming through, about to set the stage on fire. Man, 9 o'clock, October 21st, Thursday night. Then after the show, we got the DJ coming through, DJ Cam Cutter on the 1s and 2s. He go bust the doggone jams, man. And then after that, it's kicking it off. We're doing it every Thursday night. We're going to have an open mic and jams. And I got a special announcement. I'm doing a competition, and I'm giving away $100 free tattoo coupon for somebody in the audience, dog.
Okay.
Come on, man. Rock with me.
I need a tattoo. I might be in that damn competition.
Come on, man. Win, baby. I'm in it.
I need a tattoo.
All right, let's go with the next question. You're not in there yet, but you're very close. If you make jokes about white people, is it safe to joke about? I guess this go about what we were talking about earlier. If you make jokes about white people, is it safe to joke about A, their good credit, B, the horrible dancing and lack of fashion, or C, how well-mannered their children are?
Man, I'm going to tell you like this, man. White people is such a diverse subject. You got to have all of it when you're talking about them. Talk about the kids, talk about the food, talk about how Dan, talk about all that shit in the good credit, you know what I'm saying? But I got some shit about that.
First of all, C.
All on.
Who put that in there?
It's multiple choice.
That's what I need to know. Well-mannered children? Are you serious?
Yeah, they're all well-mannered until they shoot somebody. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm trying to talk about.
I don't know what happened
right now. Like,
you only
well-mannered children
signals into animals' chest. I don't know what happened.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, look, man, my kids well-mannered too, and but I'd like to think I got some influence in there. But their mama is white though.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it don't matter. It's just it's the way you raise your kids. Okay.
All right.
I got white friends that got white husbands, and they got more pull on their kids than some of my all black friends' families. Yeah, so it's the way you raise your kids.
Stereotype
for white, black, Mexico.
It's the way you raise your kids.
All right. Next question. If a heckler starts to irritate you at a show, you will A, pistol whip him, B, pray for him, or C, joke on him until he has to leave and press charges for verbal assault and battery.
You know I'm gonna roast the shit out of that man. C is the answer.
There you go.
I'm gonna roast the shit out there, man.
Or D, if you in a Tacoma club.
Hey, I'm gonna all kind of bitches and motherfuckers.
There's nothing worse than having
if you in a Tacoma club and throw a full glass at the stage.
I guess it's better than somebody throwing watermelon.
Right.
A full glass.
John Gruden throw some watermelon at you.
Oh, shit. I ain't gonna say no names, but it was a big dude in the hood that everybody knew, and he did not like what the comic was saying, and he threw a whole glass on stage, and I was just like, "Woo!"
Look, check this out. I don't fight. I'm a comedian. I don't fight. I'm getting older. My body tell me I can't do things that I used to do, like fight. I'm not finna tussle with these niggas. I'm gonna shoot the shit out your ass. I ain't lying.
You got to,
All right.
Oh shit!
I'm tussling with no motherfucker.
Next, let's see. Let's go to the next question. You're almost there. You're almost halfway. Oh, so far you've got a perfect mark.
My man, I told him I'm good at interviews.
Right. If you get this one, you pretty much pass. The other ones are just there just to be there. Your favorite thing to do right before a show: A, get high as hell. B, have a prayer with the community pastor. Or C, argue with your girl about why you didn't take out the trash and why you never listened to her.
All right, so I gotta think on this one, dude.
Lab trying to help you.
Job. Gotta get a job now.
You better argue.
Is there a drug test involved in this contract?
Hell no, it's a comedy show. What you talking about?
Hey, I get high as hell. Hey, I get high as hell.
Correct. 7. Correct answers so far. The next two, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you already got the job. I'm gonna ask you these other two.
Okay.
Just, for the hell of it, but you already got the job, so you ain't got nothing to worry about. I just want to see what you're gonna say. What do you do if you find someone at my show has stolen a joke of yours?
I'm gonna let them have it, because these niggas ain't funnier than me, and I got material for fucking days.
That's confidence right there. I like the confidence. Okay, what about this one then? This one will put you on the spot. What is your best Yo Mama joke?
Yo Mama, so ratchet. Nah, I ain't gonna say that one.
You better say it. Yeah, you started it. You gotta say it.
No.
You gotta say it.
Yo Mama, so ratchet. She was the first choo-choo train.
Choo-choo.
That was corny though. I don't do Yo Mama because I love my mama. I don't do Yo Mama joke because I love my mama.
Good, because that was like next week we're gonna have an event.
But you know what? You don't love everybody else's mama.
Who? Well,
you don't love everybody else's mama. That's why you do your mama jokes.
I got one for you though. I got one for them niggas though. All these niggas my son because I'm the motherfucker now.
Damn it, man.
All right.
Damn it.
We'll let that one slide.
Yeah. See, you put me on the spot. You did put me on the spot. You gave me, like, I was supposed to have 10 questions. You gave me 12. You know what I'm saying? Now you gave me
12. Yeah, that was 9.
Oh, okay.
You should have said C, though. I ain't gonna lie. You should have said C. Because first of all, if you want a happy home, you better listen to what the fuck Cardi B said.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Cardi B said, you know they love a toxic bitch. You can go to a show. You better argue real good. You better argue real good.
Fuck no.
You better argue before you go to your show.
I'm a Gemini. I do not argue. I do not argue well. I get mad and I leave.
That's a misfortune for you.
Ain't a misfortune.
Because when you argue, then you make up. And then you could peacefully go to your show.
I don't like the fuck out of anger. I'm not angry when I fuck.
You got a whole nother set of problems then.
Ooh.
After that.
Job interview still happening. Hold on.
You got a whole nother set of problems.
Hey girl.
Every blue moon. No.
I'm a married man. I ain't gonna disrespect my relationship.
I'm sorry. Every blue moon. A female, see, and this is why you can't tell her to wash the dishes. This is why right here. I'm finna tell you why. Because you don't believe in that. You don't believe in that. You don't believe in that. You got to do that every blue moon. Every blue moon.
Nope. Dick drive this car.
Whatever.
We got one more question. We're getting off topic here. One more question. All right. What do you say to the people who say you cannot joke about the LGBTQ community?
What do I say to the people that say you cannot joke about the LGBT community? I say fuck them.
Exactly.
I say they don't like jokes then. You know what I'm saying? Hell with them.
Everybody can get it, right?
Yeah, hell with them, hell with their opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, gay people talk about everybody the fuck else.
Right.
You know
do you want to be a part of the community or don't you?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody get around.
Do you want
everybody
to be all inclusive? That's what I'm saying. Right. Like you big lip motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody get clout.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit! Damn it, man.
Because like when I'm gonna go back to John Gruden real quick because he called the PA. I mean no. What that boy name?
John Gruden.
He called
the NFL. Are you talking about the NFLPA? Dumb Morris. He called him Dumb Morris.
Commissioner. He called the commissioner the F-bomb.
Oh yeah. I know.
The F-bomb. So, but I don't think he was talking about that man's sexual orientation in that.
He was just trying to call him something bad.
Right. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think he was just that man was being a pain in his ass that day when he wrote that email and he said that motherfucking rah. You know what I'm saying? He don't know what that man doing in the goddamn privacy of his own goddamn bedroom.
That might come out in the emails though.
You know, it might. Now you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. So like this nigga just writing emails, dropping the F-bomb, and talk about big lip motherfuckers, and ain't nobody responding back.
Look at all the emails.
Look at all of them. They are looking through 600.
That's what I'm saying. What did you say about everybody else?
They are. They are looking through 600,000 plus emails.
For me,
not just for him, but for the entire NFL. So it's not just him.
Dog. They finna run them white boys out of the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just him.
Run them white boys out of the NFL.
I'm telling you right now, if you look at my shit, you're gonna see some
offensive.
Run
them white boys.
You're gonna see some offensive ass shit, but then you're gonna know that I don't discriminate. Everybody can get it.
They finna run.
I'm talking about family included. I'm just me. So you can't say that, you know, I'm a certain way because everybody can get it. Everybody can get it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't look at nobody for one email. You don't know if he talked like that to everybody.
Yeah, well, it wasn't one email. It was a lot of emails. A lot.
So that tell you he probably do that to everybody.
Yeah, you don't know what he didn't talk about just any other race though, as far as we've seen. He just talked
You don't know what he calling his own mama. Let's just keep it real. Until these emails come out, we don't even know what he called his own mama. So you just got to look at his personality type.
That means he's hateful to everybody. I mean, that ain't good either. You shouldn't be hateful to everybody.
So quick, let me run a quick scenario by y'all, right? Let's talk about the word nigga. I use it.
Right.
But black people try to cop out that like that's a term of endearment. That's not a fucking term of endearment.
I'm with you on that.
You see what I'm saying? But so
it's difficult. Yeah.
Like we really, as black men, we should really get upset with, and I mean people go, but with black women for calling us nigga, like they get upset for calling them bitch.
I've been said that. Yeah, I've said that before.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I'm not saying. I'm just saying. If we didn't use it so much, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I gotta look at it. I'm looking through my real bitch glasses right now, and I gotta say that when you gawking over videos of these rap stars.
Mm-hmm.
And they got these females with their ass and their titties out, and the main word in that is, and the main word, when you gawking over that, and your woman knows that, and you following her every post, and you liking all these different chicks, and they calling themselves a fine bitch, a real bitch, a paid bitch, whatever, you got to realize that your person you living at home with sees that too. So don't be like, this and that on the left side. Like, oh, we shouldn't be saying that as a community. But yet, all you do is glorify these build-a-bitch ass Instagram girls with fake titties, fake booties, fake everything else from the top to the bottom. They don't even write their own rhymes. They don't even write their own songs. And they're calling themselves bitches, but yet you liking everything they post. So my thing is, you got to really walk that shit. If you're going to do that, like, I don't want to have to, like, for me personally, if I get to a brand where people coming at me like this, you know what the first thing I'm going to tell my team is? I'm not even going to respond. I'm going to say, search that nigga out. I don't care if you got to go back 5 years.
But the thing is,
look at every post, everything, and let me see who he likes, who he follow, who he comments on. Because when I come, I'm coming with artillery.
But that's the thing, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are actions. We get hell bent on words. Like we said, like I said, racism isn't words, love isn't fucking words. All that shit is action. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is action. Like, I can call my bitch, but that don't mean she a bitch. You know what I'm saying? If I'm treating her like a princess, what the fuck I say, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck I say don't mean shit. If she living in a city bedroom, you know what I'm saying, got doggone feet up and shit, you heard?
Well, my point is, what's the point of making a point to say this or say that? How about you let people say what the fuck they want because you don't know what it means to them?
Right.
Let them say what the hell they want because you don't know what it means to them.
Well, that's the point. So you don't know what it means to the receiver as well. So you can't just say anything. That's why there's guidelines. Just like you can't yell fire in a damn movie theater. That might mean something to somebody else, but it means a damn fire. Get the hell out of the building.
Well, you got to be careful about your receiver.
You right about.
I don't meet nobody for the first time and be like, "Hey, what's up, bitch?" I'm not gonna do that.
You get to know somebody first before you say certain things.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to use common sense.
You don't know your receiver. You know yourself, and you only know you. That's why you have to be careful with what you have to say. That's why Gruden had to been careful with what he said over email. Now, he never thought that his emails are going to come out. So let me also say this. You know, those were private emails that came out.
They were
and you
private
say different things behind it. But I'm not even saying he should have been fired just because of that. I'm saying if he's a public figure and he runs those type of people and we happen to find out, if we found out if he was a Klan member and he ran that, it still comes from a private place.
Bro,
we can't have him.
We really putting too much faith in white man in America, dog. We have like you said, we have presidents that were slave owners. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So for him to say that's nothing.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
We got to do the research.
That's
nothing. Got to do the research. You cannot judge nobody off of one email. Period.
You can't.
You're talking about one. It was more than one.
Well, I'm just saying only the one came to surface. So
there was like 3 of them that came to surface, and now there's like 10 of them now that are out.
I only seen the big lip one. So if it's a pattern for him, then yeah, that's what they have to make the judgment off of. But like you can't use a fragment of information and try to judge somebody's character. Because to be honest with you, like Black people do the same thing. Like you can say something to somebody you feel safe with in your family, and you know damn well if your boss would have heard it, they would have got offended, or if somebody else would have heard it. So we all do that, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes you're just not thinking.
But I'm gonna tell you. So I learned this lesson in the Army. I would have soldiers come to me as a platoon sergeant. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm a grown man. I'm like in my 30s, you know what I'm saying? But I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at this position, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be coming directly to me. And they would be like, hey, son, I got this appointment, this, that, and the third. And I would be like, yo, man, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I talked to your squad leader, you know what I'm saying? But then they went to my boss telling me that they were like, Sergeant Whitlock don't care what we got going on. He tells us, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's not what I mean. What I mean, that's what I'm saying. So what you mean can say what the words can mean something to somebody else. What Brother Nick was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like it can mean something to somebody. Like to me, what I'm saying, if it's not affecting mission, go ahead about your business. You know what I'm saying? But they took it as I really didn't give a fuck about what they got going on. When I was in a position of power at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but yeah, it's the way that people see it on the outside. And I mean, I come from a family that has blended families, so
But when you're in a position, I wasn't talking to they were my employees nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? They were my subordinates. I was talking to them like I was talking to my brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My brother would come to me and Monday in the house be like, hey, man, I got what's going on. I'll be like, man, I don't give a fuck. But I'm really listening to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you got to be careful about that inside shit. But see, that's an email though. That's an email. Me and my brothers and sisters, we got so many damn inside jokes. I have to just stop commenting on stuff because, like, we ruthless with our comedy, but it always has like an underlining story. It always has a story, but guess what? Nobody else know the story. So you grow up with three dudes and another girl. We grew up.
Story, the story isn't everybody else's, so you have to give people.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You have to evaluate your surroundings.
Exactly. I stopped saying certain things.
And when you're dealing with a business that big, there's no room for it at all.
Right. Well, I get that. I will agree to that. But I had my own awakening one day when I posted like a picture of my son. And he has very curly hair. When he was a baby, of course, it was really curly. But I posted an old baby picture of him, like for like some Throwback Thursday type of shit, right?
Yeah.
And I saw my younger sister posted up something and said, she said, we coming up as a people.
Hey, Alexa, hold on for a minute.
What's that?
I gotta go. I gotta take off. I got a show. My show started at 8. It's 8:34. I gotta get to my spot.
Damn.
Hey, so okay. We have Bright Lights Brewery tonight. I'm at Matt White and Friends Saturday night. The 21st, we at Aqua Lounge for the fucking Maggot Brain Aqua comedy competition, man. Listen, we about to set the city on fire and they don't even know. I promise you.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man.
God bless on your show tonight.
Thanks for coming out, man. Coming to the show, man. Maggot Brain Trap, man. Check them out. All right, peace, man.
Peace out.
All right.
Anyways, let me just wrap it up real quick since I started the story. It was just me and my sister was shopping one day in Walmart, and we seen a lady that we knew when we were little. So anyway, she saw my son. He was not even 1 yet. Okay, so he was sitting in the cart. We were shopping at Walmart, and she hadn't seen us for a long time. The first thing she said, like, she didn't say, "How you doing? How your mama doing? How your daddy doing?" She literally went to my son's head and said, "Oh yeah, we coming up as a people." So me and my sister was shocked because we was just like, "What is she talking about?" And then she kept talking. Next thing you know, we realized she's talking about his hair texture. And she was like talking about his hair because, it was silky. It was silky and curly. And so she was like, we coming up as a people. Back in the day, we used to have them buckwheat looking babies. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, what are you talking about? So me and my sister literally was just standing there silently. Mm-hmm. And then it literally took her walking away and us like putting all this together to bust out laughing and say, that lady is off the chain, But we were just talking about her and her mindset. Mm-hmm. That's what we were talking about. Because at the end of the day, even though I have biracial nieces and nephews, and I have, fully Black nieces and nephews, we never made a difference and we never will.
All right.
There's no such thing as good hair or bad hair. We never did that. We're not going to play that game. We never played that light skin, dark skin game. We never played that game in our family. It was not tolerated from day one. Mm-hmm. So that's why sometimes, I just don't understand it. But that particular lady, she was so funny the way she was talking, Mm-hmm. It's like one of them dang memes when they turn them into a song or whatever. Yeah. You know how that whatever his name is, the remix god or whatever. Like when somebody say something on the news.
When it did not Aretha Franklin, the Thanksgiving song.
That one.
Thanksgiving song now.
He does everybody.
Anybody
who sound ignorant, he remixes it.
Right.
So to be honest with you, that's the level that we was laughing on. Because I'm just like, she's just sounding so ignorant. Because she's like, oh yeah, we coming up as a people. And I'm just thinking like, first of all, how the fuck are we coming up?
That's real. Really, people really think like that. There's a lot of people. I grew up hearing.
That's literally like that's like one of I can count on 5 hands. I said 5 hands. I can count on one hand. That's 5 fingers. I can count on 5 fingers. The people who said something like that out loud. So I don't think it's widespread personally. But maybe it is. Maybe it is down south.
Out here, yeah, maybe. I can't say where you were, but out here, I run out hands and hair. That's why I don't like it.
That lady came from the south, so maybe that's why.
There you
but
go.
All I know is that she was just like, animate, and we was just like cracking up. So anyways, when I posted that old picture, my sister commented, "We coming up as a people." You know, we had mixed comments like, "What that's supposed to be?"
They didn't understand you were joking, but and you know what circumstance you came from. But if I saw that, I would either question whether you're joking or you're serious, because I know that can come from two different places. Because I know people that do joke about that, and it's not seen as malicious. But then on the other hand, yeah, I know both sides of that.
My sister was literally referencing that one lady, and I knew that it was an inside joke between us because we died laughing so many times over that because she was so animate. And when I tell you, if they could have got her on camera, she would have been viral. That's how she was, because you know she was on some kind of substance or something. But anyway, I seen her and she was just probably partially high or coming down. But when I seen her, she was just like, "We coming up as people, yeah, back in the day," you know. And she was just so funny that we was just like, we didn't even know what the hell she was talking about until we started putting the pieces together after she walked off. So that was just a little inside joke between me and my little sister, just about her. And never went to like our children. Mind you, she's married to a Latin man. My father-in-law. My brother-in-law is El Salvadorian. So, you know, their children do have long curly hair. But when my son, who's older than both of them, was born, it was just like funny that somebody would mention it.
Right.
Because we never thought to, like, who cares? Freaking hair is hair. Like, what are you gonna be in life? You know, what are you gonna do with your life? What do you know? That's how my family was raised. So I never even thought people thought like that.
Have you ever seen that Chris Rock documentary? I think it's called Hair.
I heard about it. I did hear about it, but
check it out, and you'll see how. And he's from New York, and see how widespread how people think about hair. The stereotypes they have about hair, or what confidence having different kind of hair in your scalp gives Black women. Check that documentary out. It's widespread. It happens more than you think, and that's mostly because maybe the older generation maybe still thinks that way. Maybe it's going away a little bit more as time has gone by. But you know, I'm in 40s, so I've seen, you know.
I seen the old movie though. I did see an old movie. Matter of fact, it was black and white, and it had like a Black woman like scolding a little Black girl, telling her she should be more like this other girl, and the other girl obviously was mixed. So you know, the other girl had like, you know, semi loosened hair texture, and I was just thinking like, wow, they did do that back in the day. I did not know that until I seen that movie clip. And I saw the movie clip and I'm thinking like, are you serious? Like, is this movie really this old? Yeah. And it was. And I'm just thinking like, damn, that goes back far. Yeah. And I mean, even if you're dark skinned, if you had a loose texture hair, which I have people in my family who are literally, look, don't shoot the messenger, because you know, I just talk how I talk. So this is how my family talk. So when we say Black as hell, we just mean dark skinned. So we mean real dark skinned. I got people in my family who are really dark skinned that has a loose hair texture. Loose hair texture. Like literally like curly, like water it up and put it in a bun. But they're dark skinned, very dark skinned. And then I got people in my family that have like, you know, lighter eyes, but dark skinned. So my family has always been like so mixed up to where like, you know, we never like looked at it like that. So hearing about these things is just like, what? You know, like they ain't got nothing to do with hair. I got people in my family Black as a color crayon and got long curly hair down their back. And it's not, you know, it's not even nappy. It's like loose texture.
Right.
So, and then I got people white as snow.
That's why it's called.
You can't even comb their hair.
That's why it's called stereotype, though, because people believe most people are like some of those tropes that have been spread out through centuries.
Same thing with light-skinned people, though. It goes both ways.
Right. I mean, it's all
light-skinned people in my family that can't even freaking pick their hair real good. Right. That's how tight the curls is. Right. Like that's how tight you can't even comb it.
Mm-hmm.
So but light as hell.
Right. I know. Like
Damn near
Chinese,
passing.
Japanese, white. There's stereotypes for all of them. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean they're true for everybody. Some things are true, but some things are not. But that's what everybody's trying to fight is to
It's all
not be represented
genealogy.
by a stereotype.
It's literally genealogy. If people knew how genes really work, and I've been
Right.
studying this stuff because
Right.
I did the 3 different DNA tests. So I was studying because I'm like trying to make sure it really works. But honestly, it's like you digging in a bag of damn marbles. So you got all these genes from your mom, you got all these genes from your dad. You digging in a damn bag of marbles. Whatever you come up with your little handful, that's what you got.
Yeah.
So you're gonna end up, and sometimes brothers and sisters look alike, and guess what? Sometimes they look like total strangers, but then they do a DNA test and they still got the same mom and dad. So it's what you grab, and hair texture is included in that. Eye color is included in that. Half of my cousins got like green eyes or light eyes or bright eyes, or because we have 2 grandmothers that had those kind of eyes. So it's just sporadic, and it doesn't matter who gets together with who. You can have 2 very dark-skinned people.
And there's a higher probability to get certain genes depending on the person.
Exactly.
But you're right. I mean, it is like grabbing in a bag of marbles, but some things come with higher probability than other things.
You're right. Yeah. You got some people that's just like completely dark-skinned, nappy hair, everything. They'll come out with a child that has the exact same features as them, but light as hell with green eyes. The exact same features though. Right. So that's their 2 kid. That's their kid. Okay. But that's what they grabbed out the bag. So, it's DNA. DNA is a motherfucker. It really is.
Well, yeah, DNA sometimes works and how funny some people are. Personality traits, like my man Dave Chappelle. Did you watch The Closer?
I did. As soon as it came out.
I think I watched it the next night. I didn't even know it came out the day before, but I watched the end of the daytime. I won't say that was his funniest one.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. It felt like, do you remember when, I think this is, I'm trying to remember, this was last year, this is 2020. Now, it wasn't a comedy special per se. It was like he did this outside comedy when, COVID hit, nobody was doing comedy, but he was outside at some venue and, people were sitting at tables, of course, 6 feet across or whatever. I think this was right after George Floyd died. So I'm thinking.
I think I did. Yeah, I did see that. Right. I did. Yeah.
Right. And he told like a couple jokes, but the other thing, it was more serious commentary about what was happening right now. And that's how I felt. This was an extension of that. Like he was funny, but I felt like this was probably the most serious I've ever heard him on a comedy special. So it was still entertaining. I still thought it was great. It just wasn't, like the one before, or the ones before, all that. It wasn't as funny.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt for me to watch because I've watched it twice now, just to kind of get the background what we're going to talk about today too. But I thought it was more serious than any of his other past comedy specials. With that being said, and because it's kind of related almost to everything we've been talking about, and kind of your point. In this arena, this is where I think people thrive at. We can talk about people's features or stereotypes and not get in trouble. Now, over the last 10 years, well, more than 10 years, 15, 20 years, comedians have started to come under fire where they just can't seem to say certain things, or they can say certain things, they can't say certain things about everybody. And comedy, again, that's subjective, just like an insult can be subjective. But the comedy arena is where you really are supposed to be able to be free with what you say. And that's been coming under fire, like I said, for the past 10, 20 years. Dave Chappelle, I'm going to go back and look what he talked about Detroit. He talked about people taking the vaccine. He talked about Catholic priests. He talked about in the blow Catholic priests. I was like, okay, so that's religion. He talked about Magic Johnson. He talked about Jews somewhat. So I don't know if he's getting in trouble for that. He talked about gay people, slavery, white women, and of course, he talked about the trans community.
Right.
And it seems like more people got hung up on the trans jokes, if anything. And he even had, and I don't understand, because he even had a very touching story about a trans named Daphne Dorman, who
that he put on.
Right. Trying to get into comedies, comedy biz. And, long story short, he talked about how he saw her not, as a trans, he saw her as a person. And she's just she was a person who just wanted to have the human experience. And I don't want to get the pronoun, but she thanked him for giving him that experience, giving her that experience. See, I'm getting messed up. Getting her that experience of being a stand-up comedian and just looking at her as a person, not looking at her as a gender or race or something like that. And that was and then find out, she was still going through stuff internally, and she ended up killing herself. And
exactly.
Told a touching story about her, and he set up a trust fund for her daughter. I'm not gonna tell all the jokes.
So is he? So no, I know he. So is he against the trans community or not? I don't think he is. I think he was bringing a bigger point up, and he's actually emotional about his actual friend.
That's what he called his friend. And I just don't. This word. Let's just put this word out here. Let me ask you what you think it means. Phobia. What does phobia mean?
You know what? I've never thought to look that word up in my life, but just from my own life experience, I feel like a phobia is an unconfirmed fear.
Okay. Well,
it's unconfirmed.
I'll read. Okay, that's pretty close. That's pretty much what it is. Or I will say a confirmed fear. Either one of those two. I'll read this definition from dictionary.com. A phobia is an intense, persistent, irrational fear of a specific object, activity, situation, or person that manifests in physical symptoms that goes on, such as sweating, trembling, rapid heartbeat, or shortness of breath, and that motivates avoidance behavior. Based off of that, would you say Dave Chappelle is a transphobic person?
No, not at all.
Would you say he's a homophobic person?
No, I wouldn't say that. But see, a lot of the people that are so-called outraged, and I'm just going to speak from my own experience. I don't know what, but a lot of people that are outraged, I don't think they've actually been friends with a trans person.
Right.
I don't think so. And, I don't know. Maybe they didn't have the opportunity or benefit or whatever. But me growing up in the arts as a dancer, for all y'all watching, not an exotic dancer, but as just a dancer, like an actual dance. I experienced going through puberty with people. Some were just straight dudes who wanted to dance. Some of them were just gay guys who wanted to dance. And some of them were trans. So, we grew up before puberty. So that means we were already friends. We're already friends. So when, you start getting a crush, we going through this shit together. So I'm saying I grew up with people who, like, we were from kids and then going through puberty together. And some of them ended up being trans. And when you already know somebody, like, you know them, like, that their damn secrets and shit, like, them for real. You're not going to change that because they say, I feel like this or I feel like that. And for me, I've lost some of those friends, unfortunately.
Why'd you lose them? Why'd you lose them?
Some of them, I feel like, to be honest, live reckless lives because they couldn't be themselves and ended up catching diseases. Some of them, especially back in the AIDS pandemic, when you got to sneak to be yourself, you don't have a lot of time to screen. And that's why I feel people in the gay community or LGBTQ, whatever you want to call it, that's why they are, they were susceptible to a lot of diseases, because it's like they had these little moments to be themselves, but you can't screen nobody.
And then
because you're sneaking.
Right.
So now you just, anybody who want to do something, you like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you even got like older men, looking for like, I mean, that's a whole nother damn topic. But you got older men who are literally married and shit, married with kids, looking for closeted people in this community to exploit. And so, yeah, I lost friends to that. I've also just lost friends to just suicide. So, it goes deep. It goes deep.
Do you think that today, let's just separate one. Let's just go with the G in LGBT. Do you think the G is anywhere close as marginalized as they were 20 years ago?
No.
Do you think it's harder for a gay person to come out?
No, I don't. I
like
think it's
20
easier.
years ago. Yeah.
It's easier.
I think it's celebrated more, if anything.
Yeah,
it's like,
easier.
Yeah, it's almost like, and it's all, if I were to say this, and I think Kevin Hart got in trouble with it a couple years ago. He was doing, it was an interview. I think it was on the Bronze show, like a barbershop show or something like that. And it was him and Lil Nas X. This was like when Lil Nas X first got famous, right? Mm-hmm. And he was talking about when he came out, and Kevin Hart was like, "So you're gay? So what? Who cares? You're gay." And people took it out of context, like, "Well, it's no big deal. You're gay, no big deal." He was saying it like,
"Stop!
It's just something else.
Celebrating it, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say don't celebrate it, but
right,
we're over it.
Right,
we're over it. I'm sorry, I'm over it.
Right.
I know I'm over it.
It feels like to me is if like a white person and a white person and a black guy say we're in a interracial relationship. Look at us, like, it's not that big a deal anymore. Yeah. It might be a big deal in the 50s,
right.
Illegal or so, but now it's like so commonplace. It's like, okay, what else do you do? And with gay people coming out now, I know there's still some people that want them to be in a couple or in a relationship, and like maybe they'll get beat down or whatever. But it's like
9 times out of 10, to be honest with you, everybody already knew. For me and my dance group, I'm gonna keep it real. One time we had one of our members, matter of fact, rest in peace, one of them that passed away. We had one of our members that started missing our weekend practices, and we knew damn well he loved dance. So I'm just like, what the hell's going on? Then we put 2 and 2 together. Oh, he just turned 18. They had this 18 and over club, right? So a little birdie told us, like, he been at the club. And we're like, no. But to be honest, I think we all knew deep down inside at that time. We had already been dancing together for like 3 years. Right. So I'm just like, we kind of knew already, So there was just like, he been at this club. And so we just like, we don't believe it. Finally, after like 1 month of missing practices, maybe 2, we was like, we're going there. Everybody was either 18 or had a fake ID. Right. We busted up in that motherfucker. And guess who we see? Dropping it like it's hot. And I was just like, to be honest with you, I was more hurt. Like, you felt like you couldn't tell us.
Right.
But I mean, it was kind of funny because I think everybody knew, but it's just like, how do you make the conversation happen?
Yeah.
Because it's like we all know what the hell's going on. Yeah, we know you tried to date girl. You tried. You failed. Mm-hmm. And you tried because somebody made you try.
Right.
But we all knew what you really, from day one. So when we saw him in the club dancing, it wasn't no big thing. It was just like, Okay, here we go. Cue the violins, cue the balloons, cue the fall. You know, it was just so dumb, and it was just like, you know, he did it in front of his gay friends, but we already knew. Mm-hmm. So it was like, I just want to tell you all, this is me, and this is who I am. And I'm just like, if you don't shut the fuck up and get your ass back to practice,
like, you know, well, it almost has the opposite effect. I feel now, maybe not 20 years ago, but now, someone coming out somewhat seems like it separates them, because like, well, if you want to be equal with us, then it's not even a big deal. It's like, okay, I'm a guy, you're a girl, interracial relationships happen. All these other little things that may have been taboo at one time, you know, I'm sure it's still a bit taboo, you know, most places. Right. Trans is probably like the newest thing that's probably more taboo than, like, trans is taking over what gay was 20 years ago.
Pretty much.
So now that's the new taboo. Mm-hmm. But it's like, we'll go back to the Dave Chappelle joke, the Dave Chappelle show, well, comedy show, whatever. It's like everyone can get picked on, but every race, gender, and creed, religion gets picked on, but you're the only one complaining. Like, if we were to talk about, like I said, Dave Chappelle talked about white women. He talked about his own race. He talked about white men. He talked about gay people at some point. I'm like, they can take it and try it. Like, that's funny. Okay, it's done. Mm-hmm. I got it. So why won't you let us joke on you too? And if it's not done, I don't think it was done in an overly hateful style. Like I said, he told a very lovely story about a friend of his who happened to be trans. And I feel like most people who hate it just listened to the talking points off an article and didn't really watch the show. Right. Because I don't see how you could take hate coming away from that. You could say misunderstanding maybe, but I can't see how you could say hate or phobia from that show.
You can't.
I didn't see it at all.
You can't. And if you're a Dave Chappelle fan, like, for instance, that's me saying, you know, one of his most damn famous stories was the Rick James shit. I could say, oh, you talking about people struggling with substance abuse, because that's what it really came down to.
Right.
If you get to the end of the joke, he talks about what made me sad was he didn't even remember it. I looked in his face and his eyes, and he really didn't even remember what he had just did. Right. And I just said, dang. And then it cuts to him saying, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Right. So that tell you right there, he was struggling with substance abuse. Now, if I was an advocate for narcotics abuse or AA or whatever, I would say, well, no, you're making fun of people struggling with substance abuse. Take that off the air. Right. You can't do that. He's telling the real story from his real life. And if you don't like it, keep clicking. But somebody's going to connect to that. And somebody's going to realize, like, wow, maybe somebody's struggling with what I'm going through. Or maybe somebody's struggling with who I know, you know, a close family member or a close friend. Laughter is healing to the soul. Right. I know a lot of people who actually, let me just keep it real, was doing some little something, talking about some cocaine is a hell of a drug. So I'm just like, you know, maybe this is just making you say it openly to the point where you're like, damn, it's a problem. Right. You know, you messing up couches and stuff with your muddy shoes.
But that's what comedy is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you look at stuff from a different perspective that normal people just don't see. That's what makes comedians, you know, so great. That art so great, because they see in a third eye in a funny way that we normally don't see. Like, again, we can take certain jokes that maybe regular people can't take. You know, it's like, oh, it's no big deal. So they're talking about my lips, talking about my nose, whatever. You know, I can turn it and spin it back on you if I have to. And it's all love. It's not, you know, no angry thing gonna come from it. But, you know, if you don't, I just don't see anything, because people are like, they're going to watch this special and they're going to take the wrong ideas from it and hate trans more. I'm like, how would they hate? Or go around killing, trans people because of what they heard on the Dave Chappelle. I'm like, how could you get that from the comic? Nowhere in there is he saying, they're not people. I want to kill them. you should go kill them if you don't like what you think about them. I don't see any hateful message in there. It's not like David Duke talking about black people at a Klans meeting.
Exactly. They're reaching for a moment. They're reaching for a platform. You got some people who want their little 5 minutes of fame. Look, if you want your 5 minutes of fame, put the fucking work in. You write a comedy show. You write a book. You start a movement. Don't mess up this dude who's a real artist. He takes his comedy seriously. Obviously, he walked away from $50 million. This motherfucker is serious about his stuff. So you can't mess with nobody like that. He's solid. And that's why when he was joking about cancel culture, trust me, he ain't stupid. He put them two things together for a reason. Because he's trying to let you know, cancel me if you want to. I'm good. I'm at the point right now where I've invested in myself enough to where I'm going to say what the hell I want to say. I'm going to be good. My children are going to be good. And my grandchildren are going to be good. So you cancel me if you want to, period. And I commend him for that. Another person who does that is Jennifer Lewis. But she said it straight up. She said, I saved my money from day one.
Talking about the actress?
Yeah. She said, I say what the hell I want to say because I've always saved my money. So you can cancel me if you want to. I'ma still live good. She ain't one of these people living check to check and living lavish and living above their means. And so that's what we gotta realize just as artists in any respective. We gotta look at it like, don't get out there and just get the Ferrari, do this and do that and whatever you want to do. Like save your money, invest, do work on your credit because it's gonna come a day in your life where you might have to say something that's gonna get you quote unquote canceled, and you got to be really ready to make that decision. Right. Because when you call to that platform and you build a platform like that, it's inevitable. And some people are not gonna like it, and some people gonna love it. But at the end of the day, you got to be responsible with your own management. You got to manage yourself. You got to manage your emotions. You got to manage your finances. You have to manage all that. So when that time comes, you ready. You solid. You're not worried about getting canceled. You're not worried about missing a meal. And I feel like that's what Dave Chappelle was teaching on a subconscious level. Yeah, he spoke about the trans and all this and whatnot. He touched on a lot of things. But on a subconscious level, as an artist, I feel like he was teaching other artists, set yourself up for your moment.
People.
Set yourself up for your moment.
Or in his arena, comedy.
No, I'm just saying, it's in his arena, but to me, it transpires to every artist. Because any artist that is pulling from themselves, they're going to eventually do something that's going to be offensive.
Right.
Because it's art.
Right.
Then you're pulling from yourself. I just watched, matter of fact, randomly, I don't know why I even clicked on the video, but I watched it was called Elder's Reaction to the Jay-Z video.
Was it for the 444 album? Was it for that one?
I think so. It was a story of OJ.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I saw it.
So it was Elder's Reactions.
I wish he didn't say, niggas so much in there.
Well,
otherwise it's a good song.
He wanted to, because that's what they're saying. And let's just keep it real. These people be in power. They say it 10 times more behind closed doors. So let's just, Let's
see.
But if he would have got canceled, guess what? Blue wouldn't have missed the meal.
But that's also the hypocrisy of us a little bit now, because we don't care if that word is said. Well, we don't care if the outside race says that word. So they're not going to care if we say that word in our own music to a degree. Unless the argument is, I want to say it too. Like if a white person is going along with a Jay-Z song and they're like, okay, I'm going to bleep myself when it comes to this part, even though I believe 80, 90% don't when they're not around one, but they want to say it so bad, and then they'll get mad like, well, how is he able to say it throughout his songs without any repercussions, but I can't say it? I'm like, why did you want to say it that much in the first place? But
human nature tells you want to do what you're not supposed to do.
Exactly.
So let's just keep it real. That's human nature. You can tell a little kid, I got a drawer full of candy, all your favorite candy. It's at the lowest drawer in the kitchen, and I'm just trusting you not to touch it. Right. And you go leave. I bet you it's not even gonna be an hour before that little kid is in that drawer. You know why? Because you told them not to. So human nature is gonna always make you just oppose what's opposing you. So that's number one. That's natural human nature. That's in every person that's living and breathing. If you say you're not allowed to do something, they want to do it. Yeah. Now, I grew up with people who was literally mixed. I'm talking about one parent black, one parent white. Sometimes that white side will take over and they look straight white. Now, I grew up with people who were close friends. You could not tell that they had any black in them. But guess what? They trying to connect to that black side, right? All right. They trying to connect to that black side. So they feel like the more black I act, you know, even though you can't really tell, I mean, no pigment, maybe a little curl, but then again, some white people have curls. So you still really can't see if they even got any black in them. Now you stand around a whole bunch of regular, like straight up dark-skinned dudes and hear him say, yeah, what's up, nigga? They gonna look at you like, oh, what, you know, the whole time this dude is trying to connect to his dad that he never even got close to. Who's an actual real, like, dark-skinned dude. For whatever reason, the genes didn't pass down. But I'm just saying, like, you know, that happens. So you can't sit here and just put a blanket over anything, because for me, I feel like it's culture. Now, if you really want to break the word down, I mean, why did they even come up with nigger? Where did they even come from? It's Niger. It's a place in Africa. There's a place in Africa called Niger. They just didn't say the G right. So they called them niggers. That's where the original word came from.
Allegedly. I've heard several different ways of where it came from, but let's just say it did come from that.
That's the only thing that makes sense. Because I mean, what else sounds like nigger? You know? And then and then in the old writings, old writings, I'm talking about like old, like you can see them in the Smithsonian, some of them in the Vatican, you know, these old ancient historical documents, their writings about going even over there to the slave trade, because they all participated in it. It's just, you know, United States was just one of the last ones to stop it. And I tell people to this day, there's actually more slaves in Brazil, in South America, than in the United States. You got to know your culture. There's actually more people there. We didn't even get the bulk of the slaves. The bulk of the slaves is in South America.
Yeah, more people died from it too.
Yeah, exactly. That they don't even count.
They were treated more horribly in South America than they were here, but you know.
Well,
no, they were. It was like 80 to 90% of the people who brought to South America through slavery died early.
Well, why do they have so many more descendants than us? They couldn't have been treated that bad.
No, they died. The mortality rate was very low because they didn't look at black people in South America through transatlantic slavery. They didn't look at them as assets, as Southern slaves in North America. They looked at them as business assets. I need this to farm my land or whatever. They didn't care about the conditions whether they brought them. Now, not saying that it was much better here, but they at least cared about breeding black people to make more black people so they wouldn't have to keep buying slaves. There, they didn't care. They give a rat's behind.
So you said the mortality rate was much higher. But you got to look at the mortality rate. They actually had more ships coming there. Mm-hmm. They had a lot more ships coming there. People think, the slaves came here. No, we did not get that many slaves. The actual real bulk, the bulk of it went down there. Mm-hmm. The bulk of the slave trade went to South America. That's where you have your Cubano, your, Brazilian, all of them people down there that's, in Carnival and all that. And they literally are 90%, 80% African. Mm-hmm. Where the people up here, most of us is all kind of washed out. Just be honest, most African Americans, they probably got if they were to do a real DNA test, 75 to 80%. Mm-hmm. 75 to 80%. We got more slave master blood in our system. Down there, they're actually more pure African. A lot of them.
Yeah, I believe you on that. But
So,
black. Back to this. I said black. Back to
black to the topic.
Right, black. Back to what I'm saying with the closer. What do you think? What do you think they need to have said to this group, the alphabet group, whatever you want to call them, needs to be said to them to be convinced that if we're all human and we're all one, then you have to take the same things that we take. If black people can be joked on, if white people can be joked on, Mexicans be joked on, Catholic Church can be joked on. Why can't you? As long as it's not. I mean, there's a levels to it. There's a hate. If he says something like, "I just wish I doesn't want to go shoot a gay person in the face right now" as a joke, all right, I get that.
That's
but
crazy.
If you can't say anything, no jokes at all,
there needs to be a standard. It needs to be a standard, and I mean, hell, you can make it like the Declaration of Art Independence. Just say that this is what we do to each other. If you want to be one of us and accept it, then you need to accept this. Otherwise, don't even come into this. So, I mean, I'm talking about as a comedian, as a painter, as a musician. I feel like this. If you want to make a statement, it needs to be some kind of like, hell, it might need to be a universal thing. It might need to be something that they all like actually come together and really do. Like a real declaration of art. And just say, this is what we do to each other. We accept it. We don't judge. We let each other do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to be in this community and if you partake in my art, this is what you can expect. So now you declaring this is where we draw the line in the sand. Yeah, if you are too sensitive, stay on that side.
They know that though. I mean, they know coming to a comedy show, this is what's gonna happen. I mean, unless this is their first ever comedy show they've ever seen, and I'll guarantee you, most of the people who are complaining, of course, it's most of the people, didn't watch that show or didn't even go to that show.
No,
and they're complaining about it. It's like you know what you're getting into.
Well, we all knew that humans were humans, but obviously we still needed a Declaration of Independence. So maybe we need a Declaration of art.
Some people didn't know. Some people didn't think black people were fully human. Shoot, that was
because they were taught that.
Yeah, it was called where it was put into law. They were 3/5 human at one point. That's why that was one thing that was done for tax purposes, but that's another story. But yeah, everybody didn't know. But I'm just speaking to the people who I don't think are bigots. Honestly, I don't think Dave Chappelle's a bigot. I don't think he hates anybody. I don't think he has a hateful bone in his body. Everyone can get the work. And I think it does more separation, ironically, that you can joke on everybody but them.
Exactly. Because that's when you really separate it.
Right.
That's like the mentally ill kid that is in your family, and you know everybody got different levels of mentally ill, but you know you might have one that's just a little off,
right?
A little off to the point where he might repeat things. He might be like, 5 years lower than he's supposed to be. That type of person in the family. That person knows something is wrong or something's different. I shouldn't say wrong, different, but they know they're still a part of the family. That is a hard place to be in. It's not like somebody who's like paraplegic and can't think, and that's different. But somebody who knows
on them too.
Well, just think about it. Somebody who knows they're part of the family, because we all got people like that. If you don't have them in your immediate family, you got them in your extended family, or you have a friend of a friend. Some people who are like, they were diagnosed with something.
All right.
You could barely tell when they were little. You could tell a little bit when they got older. You could kind of tell even more when they were in high school. And then you really could tell when they was an adult. But it's just, it's slight. It's to the point where they know something is not where it's supposed to be. Right. Like, they're not dating the girls. They're not driving cars, so they're off to the point where you don't want to really leave them out because they're different, but you want to accommodate them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel like these different communities are. Not that they're lower in any kind of way, okay? Because I don't think that people with any disabilities are lower either. You know, that was one of my family businesses. So, you know, I don't think they're lower anyway. I think everybody is supposed to be here. Everybody is the same worth in God's eyes, and everybody has a purpose. So for me, I think that the LGBTQ community need to realize that if you really want to be accepted, you have to be accepted. Like our first freaking, I don't know what you want to call him. Like, I don't even want to call him a dang client because like he became family. Our first, technically he's our client. Bruce was our first client, first and last from the daycare the whole time we did it. And I can tell you right now, he became family. This big old giant oversized white dude he was mentally disabled, but when I tell you he became family, and he was the only child. So, you know, when he grew up like with us, with my brothers and sisters, my mom first opened her business, he was our first person. And when she finally decided to like actually close it, he was the last. Because, you know, she had been told everybody else the time was over, but we just didn't want to push him away, you know, because like I said, he was like family.
Right.
Like his mom could have left him overnight and he would have been good. Like that's how cool he was. He called my older brothers his brothers. Like that's how tight we were because we were together for so many years. When he went to his dances, no, he didn't go to the same dance as everybody else. But my brother still told him how to talk to girls and how to do all this, you know. So he still had his own thing, like, you know, like he was family. And that's what I'm thinking, like, oh, I hate to use this excuse. I know somebody's gonna say something stupid, but I'm not saying that you're mentally like lower disabled. I'm saying that if you're just different, if you're just
the value of a person,
yeah, different, but you want to be in a regular population, you got to take the roles and the punches.
Right.
So Bruce was there when we had our clown sessions. We had our Def Comedy Jam. Everybody got clown. Matter of fact, he started learning how to clown. Right. He started clowning too. You know, it probably helped him in school. So he was clowning back and forth. He didn't get on special damn meals. When he was there after hours, after all the kids left, and you know, his mom came down there late, he ate fried chicken and cornbread like the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
And matter of fact, he tells mom, best fried chicken, mom. So you know, like, you ain't getting nothing different.
Right.
If we couldn't watch TV, he couldn't watch TV. We all got grounded. He couldn't play in the video game either.
I would think if you didn't get talked about, you would feel worse. It's almost like I think you kind of brought it up a little earlier, like maybe being the middle child. You know, yes. Like the older child may get the most attention, or the youngest child may get the most attention, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like no one notices the person in the middle. And it'd be like if Dave Chappelle didn't talk about, or no one didn't have jokes about it, then a few years later, be like, how come they don't ever make jokes about us? We will hear jokes about us too. I'm like, well, damn it, you hate it when I talked about it. Now you hate when I don't talk about you. What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Make up your mind.
And when you get close to somebody who is actually trans, like, or especially if you grew up with them, let me tell you something. They joke the worst. They joke the freaking worst. I'm sorry for anybody who's watching who might be trans. Y'all are the worst. And I mean, y'all use slang that I don't even use against your own community. So stop bullshitting. Stop doing all this extra stuff, because y'all get drunk and y'all talk. I'm talking about calling each other gay punks and that faggot. And I'm talking about these is like, that's what they do.
Wait a minute. So gay punk would be a slur?
I'm talking about actual flamboyant, openly gay people.
Oh, I mean, like, okay. I thought you meant they were trans, were calling other trans gay punks.
No, well, trans too. I'm saying when everybody's comfortable around each other, they use these terms. So I'm just saying, stop playing. Because I've been in them comfortable situations, and I know damn well y'all just, you know, I feel like you want 5 minutes of fame. That's what I feel like, because y'all say the same things. Y'all talk about, you know, each other like that. Mm-hmm. Now, it might be a couple of them who don't. That's like, I would never say this or never say that. But to be honest, I think 85% of them are in the same position that Black people were with the word nigga.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say it amongst their own family, friends, and stuff.
But
if they see somebody else, then they're gonna say, and that's what I feel like they're in that same position, because I have been kicking it. I'm talking about getting tipsy, prepping to go out, doing makeup, okay, on everybody, men and women included, all going out to a club, and all kind of stuff is said. So you cannot tell me that, y'all don't do it. That's a lie.
And if they were opening up the circle for everybody to get joked on, I think that would bring the world to a happy place, or happy medium at least.
I think just get over it. And you know what? One of the problems is this: it's the down low. Now I'm gonna just leave it right there. That's another podcast. It's the down low community. The down low community is afraid to be revealed, and so I feel like they are possibly the cause of a lot of this outrage, because you got a lot of people who are emotionally invested with people who can never really do anything for them, can never really commit, can never be with them, because of the stigma, the stereotype. And so because of that, who can you turn on? Let's turn on anybody who's saying something against trans. No, it's not the people, it's not the comedians, it's not the musicians. It's that motherfucker who got a wife and 3 kids that can only see you twice a month.
You think it's the down low community is what's making the LGBT community mad about jokes?
I do, because I feel like they feel like they're in competition. And what can make them be in competition? That's the only thing that's left.
Why would the trans be mad if they're
because if they want to be recognized as, just a straight up, a lot of them, they don't even want to be like, some of them don't even want to be recognized as trans. They just want you to call them a straight up woman. Now, I'm gonna keep it real. If you was born a certain way, I feel like you had the right to tell me. Like, if, even a trans dude. If I met a woman who turned to a dude and did all the surgeries, I'm talking about everything, got abs, took the hormones, got facial hair, did the whole 100% surgery, the full one, I still feel like you should tell me that you was born a female. I think you should say that. That's just something you just want to, drop in the conversation. So for me, it's that pocket of that population. They feel like I am who I am, and we're not gonna mention it. We're not gonna talk about it. You use these terms when it comes to me, and I don't want you referring to me as this or that. Okay, that's fine. But why are you really mad? You're mad because society as a whole hasn't accepted it. And because society as a whole hasn't accepted it, of people who are literally just on the down low because they don't have the courage to come out, and they live in a lie, or they, possibly bi. I'm not going to say they live in a lie. They might be bi. You got some people who are bi. They're literally bi. So they got a woman, and every now and then they want a man. I'm just saying it exists. It exists. So with that said, I think any population feeling like they're persecuted, they got to go within themselves and say, why am I personally mad though? Like, why am I really, really mad? Why am I mad? Am I really mad at this comedian? Or am I mad because John, Tyrone, and Terrell all left me in the cold because they don't want nobody to know they dated a trans woman?
Well, you know what? I mean, now that you kind of mentioned that, I think it's the groupthink mentality. And I also think everybody wants to belong to something, to somebody. And if you're the lone person that disagrees, and this goes with self-confidence and confidence in yourself, but if you're the lone person that disagrees, let's just say you're a gay person that doesn't agree with the jokes Dave Chappelle says, and then you have this whole community turn against you that you belong to, now you feel lonely. And if you also think that the other community, straight people or whatever, don't like you either, then you feel even more alone. You feel like a lone wolf. And a lot of people don't want to feel that way. People want to belong to something. That's why people will join a gang and risk getting killed because that sense of belonging is strong. Yeah. So I think that I think kind of going what you were saying, they may not necessarily believe it all the way, but they don't want to feel like they're by themselves. On a topic in the LGBT community, it's a big community. They got a flag and everything.
Right. Yeah.
My family don't have a flag. We don't have nothing. But I think a lot of them just kind of go along with what's being said just so they don't feel like they're on the outside looking in. And that's sad. But yeah, you're right. I think more people need to just look within themselves and like, am I really that upset? Or is it that I'm being told to be? Yeah. It's almost the same thing with politics. Where people will have something that I know they disagree with, but just because a Republican or a Democrat says it, it's like
now you're enraged. Yeah,
right. I got to go with it. Or it'd be like a funny situation if a white person was a Klan member and he was to say out loud, "Man, that Michael Jordan really is better than Larry Bird." You can't say that out loud. Like, what did you just say? No, hell no! Get out of our Klan meeting. You can't say certain stuff like that.
I know you've seen this movie, Pawn Shop Chronicles.
Nah, I never heard of it.
You never heard of Pawn Shop Chronicles?
No.
You better watch it.
What's that on?
It's dang.
That's a movie.
They got so many different stars in it, but it's so freaking funny. But anyway, it's
a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's called Pawn Shop Chronicles. It got a part in there where these two dudes. They've been going to Klan meetings for the snacks. so they're in the car driving together, and they pissed off because like I think they're meth heads, but they're trying to get some more crack or something or whatever they were high on, and it's like they ran out of gas, and they're talking about how they might not really be true Klan members, and then they bring up their friend Tyrone, and they're like, "Yeah, man. You know how weird it is when I got to leave the car party early to go to the meeting?" And then they start talking about the snacks at the meeting.
Right.
And they're like, man, them little wieners is good. You got to watch it.
The only reason they're there is for the snacks. They don't care about none of the other ideology.
Exactly. But the fact is, they both admit that they cool with this black person. It's cool as hell. But then again, they're not going to let them snacks go because obviously they crackheads. They don't eat good. Yeah, so it's just. I mean, you got to watch it, but it's like I'm a type of person that likes symbolism. I like symbolism. So the whole movie is like it's funny, but it's full of symbolism. Like if you really watch. So if you watch it like for real, you'll see like, oh, let me connect this to So, anyways, that part just reminded me what you said. Like. These people sometimes they don't even really be racist for real. They really don't. They just be they might have grew up, heard the same words over and over. They might just or just like I tell people to say like one of my freaking best friends in like I think 5th grade. No, 6th grade. I kept wondering why I couldn't come to her house. I finally realized, like, oh, I think her dad might be a racist because, like, she was like a hillbilly type of girl.
Right.
And, I make friends with anybody. So, we started talking, eating lunch together. Next thing you know, we was eating lunch together every day, splitting lunches. Because some days I would want the nachos and so we would split it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you half of my lunch. So, anyway, we became really good friends. And then I started realizing, like, this girl was not used to talking to black people. Like I just got the knowledge of it.
Right.
I got the knowledge of it. But this is after we already became friends. So I started wondering, like, why, why don't you have any other black friends? And long story short, I had gave her so many invitations, like to come here, come to my house, come meet with the fair, come this and that. And finally, it's like she kind of told me the roundabout way, like my dad would never let me, And I started realizing, like, oh, damn. I started putting two and two together, and I'm just like, oh, shit. Like this is like a real, like, you know,
sit on the porch.
Yeah, like it's one of them. One of them. But you know what though? All this time went by, right? Middle school, everything. One day I just got curious. Cause you know, sometimes you think like, what the hell ever happened to this mother? You know, I got curious and I just decided to look her up. I was just like, let me see if she even got the same name. I looked her up, found her page and everything. Married happily and everything with a whole Mexican. And the weird thing was, because I don't believe, like, I believe everything happened for a reason. I feel like that moment for me looking her up, it was like God's way of telling me everything you do makes a ripple. I honestly think and I'm not patting myself on the back. This is God's doing, okay? But I think that if I had not pursued a friendship with her, because she was definitely standoffish, and so was I. And I just felt like, hell, this is an empty table. We were both sitting at the empty table, you know? And so I feel like if I hadn't just kept sitting in that same damn place, she would have never thought that a minority could be cool with her. Mm-hmm. And after all these years, you married to a Mexican, you got 3 children, they in races and all, you know, I said races. I know that sounds crazy, but actual races, race cars. Right. Drive race cars and stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, when I found out what I found out about her, you know, family, I'm thinking, like, how did that happen? And then, boom, it popped in my head. Because you basically let her know that we are not the fucking boogeyman. You know, basically, because that shattered that.
Based through experiences. So
it shattered that. It shattered that idea. And so, like, I don't know, it was a aha moment for me. You know, after the fact, I start thinking about it. Why would I think about her out the blue? Why would I do it? You know, why would I look her up out the blue? Why would I, you know, and it wove together into a tightly knit braid where I can just say, everything you do matters. Every decision you make, every word you say. I could have very easily said, F you. Let me go kick it with the cool black chicks. You know, like, you know, because she was very standoffish. I'm not going to lie, but I'm the type of person that's like, I halfway am interested in you if you're like that. And then I'm halfway just want to fuck with you. So it's like, especially back then. This is when, you know, I was in middle school. So I'm halfway entertaining myself and I'm halfway just interested. Because I'm just like, why are you so weird? You know, like, that's just me. I know it sounds different, but that's just me. And so I pried, you know, after a couple of weeks, say a couple words, after a couple months, say a couple sentences, and then pretty soon it was like, we was like freaking Ace Boon Coon. But, you know, that would have never happened if I didn't just keep sitting at that fucking same table.
Experiences can change people's minds.
And I feel like to this day, God brought that up to my attention just to see that I think that altered her path. I don't think she ever would have been with no Mexican. And I mean, not no light-skinned Mexican, like a dark-skinned Mexican. So that would have never happened. Because when you raise a certain way, you raise a certain way. Period.
You did that.
No, God did that.
Yeah, but you're an instrument of God, so.
But you know, I'm just saying, I feel like He brought it to my attention because something else was going on at the time.
And I'm saying you sitting by the table. I'm saying you sitting with her and not just dismissing her. As a friend, you know. Well,
I'm not gonna sit and act like I'm some damn saint, because let me tell you, I'm a pessimistic ass person. I like to clown. Like I said, I like to see people who I think are weird and awkward. That was in middle school and high school. That's who I befriended because, to be honest, they were entertaining to me. They were entertaining, and I want to be entertained. So I would sit there to somebody just weird as hell and just see what they're doing or see what they're reading, or you know, like, what the hell are you doing? You know, I was sitting next to people who are autistic and painting, and they'd be painting damn masterpieces. And I'm just like, what the? Like, you can paint like this? I mean, you go to like a special classroom. A special classroom, you don't even learn with us, and you freaking painting like this. So it just made me like open my mind to people. Like, I love studying people. Maybe I should have been what the hell? I don't even know what the damn name is. But people who like to study people and study their personalities, I've always loved just weird people. I've always loved weird people.
You work at a prison or something like that. Maybe that's in your future.
Hell no. Yeah. Hell to the no.
At least you're working with people. You're breaking down barriers. That's what Dave Chappelle was trying to do, break down barriers so people can come together. And I think that's all we can do is treat everyone equally. And then that's how barriers get broken. And that's how friendship starts. And that's how racism or bigotry is broken down. That's what we all have to do as a people. But,
you can't cancel Dave, though. I'm sorry.
Nah, he's too damn rich.
You're not going to cancel him.
All right, we're going to end the show on that note.
Damn, this is a good show.
This is a good long show.
I know. I'm looking like, damn it.
Avengers Endgame. He was like, we watched this twice. Okay, thank Alexa coming on the show again. And Maggot Brain Trap for coming on. I know he had to leave early. He had to go to a show of his. And hopefully we have him back on the show another time. Thank the audience for joining us for another episode of Hostile Therapy. Not because you want it, but because you need it.
You need it.
We'll see y'all on the next episode next Thursday. Peace out.
All right, y'all.